Welcome to John McConnell Stadium in Conway. It's Benton Junior High Panther football tonight on bentonpantherfootball.com. And for the 8th grade opener, it's Jim Gardner and Freddie Reinhardt coming to you. Freddie, you got the headset on with me tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, tell us about dinner. How was dinner tonight?
It was great.
We got to stop at Freddie's favorite place to eat in Conway,
Oh, yeah.
home of the Flamin' Cheese Dip at Marketplace. And so thank you very much. Got a couple of Conway rosters just brought into the box. We were afraid we were going to have to go without names and go numbers only for Conway, but they just brought us a roster here, Freddie, so we're going to be good to go as the Panthers are going to receive to begin this 8th grade game. Benton comes in with a record of 1-3. Freddie, need to get a win tonight.
Sure do.
Of course, Judge Bobby McAllister will join us momentarily. He's taking his daughter to dinner tonight. Student at UCA. So Conway's going to kick off and Benton back to receive, and it's going to come down to Michael Jefferson. Skips behind him. Jefferson retreats to the 10, running to the far sideline, trying to find a crease. He gets back to the 20-yard line before he is tackled there by, who is this we're playing, Freddie?
Playing Conway, Wildcats.
Wampus Cats. What were you calling them all the way up?
Kittens.
Wampus Kittens. So, 1st and 10 Benton after that return from Michael Jefferson. They're going to put the ball down at the 22-yard line. 1st and 10 Panthers, and Tristan Hawkins is not going to be in the starting lineup tonight. Garrett Brown is starting at quarterback for the 8th graders tonight. And he's going to have in the backfield with him, I believe that's Amari Coates back there, as the referee's gone over to visit with Randy Shaw, and they're having trouble with the chain over across the way, so a little delay getting started tonight. Aiden Birdsong as well in the backfield for the Panthers, as we're all set and ready to go. Benton Junior High Panther football brought to you tonight by Saline Memorial Hospital, first national title in Ashby Funeral Home. Freddie, I believe they finally got the chain unraveled over there. We're ready to play. And first play is a give to Aiden Birdsong, and he's going to have first down yardage up to the 33, an 11-yard run, Freddie.
Oh, yeah.
Good, strong run on the first play of the game for Aiden Birdsong. Haven't seen him in the backfield, seen him a lot on defense. And occasionally at receiver. He gets a start at running back tonight, picks up 11 yards on first down. 1st and 10 Panthers at the 33. Going to give it off to Amari Coates, and he has running room. He's gone, Freddie.
Oh,
30,
yeah.
20, 10. Touchdown Panthers on the second play of the ball game as Amari Coates goes 67 yards to the end zone, and Benton's out to an early 6-0 lead. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
67 yards for Amari Coates. And a 2-play, 78-yard drive for Benton. And the Panthers up early 6-0. Brian Arajo on to attempt the extra point. Tristan Hawkins is the holder. Snap down. Hawkins gets it down. Arajo boots it through the uprights, and with 6:27 to go in the first quarter, Benton leads it 7-0 over Conway. And Freddie, you couldn't have asked for a better start.
That's right.
Why don't you tell everybody what you got to do Saturday?
Went to the Razorback game.
With
So?
Mr. Jim Schultz took
Yeah,
you to the
oh, yeah.
Razorback game at War Memorial?
Oh, yeah. I enjoyed it.
Did you lose your voice cheering for the Razorbacks?
No, I sure didn't.
So this Saturday, the Hogs play Alabama.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Who you think's going to win that one?
I hope we do, but it's going to be hard.
Going to be a tough one, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Panther football brought to you tonight by Saline Memorial Hospital, providing award-winning health services to Saline County and Central Arkansas. Saline Memorial Hospital was recently rated 5 stars for hip and knee surgery and has been rated top 5% in the nation for patient safety for 3 years in a row. Saline Memorial provides free ambulance service for all Benton Panther home games. Saline Memorial Hospital, your hometown hospital. Kickoff by Arajo is taken by Donovan Nooner, and he reverses his field back to the near sideline, going to be tackled by Kyrie Watkins right at the 40-yard line. Also in on the tackle for the Panthers was Anthony Nellum, so it'll be 1st and 10 Conway, and we get to see the Conway Blue 8th grade offense for the first time tonight. As the Panther defense comes out, see Zach Feemster at that familiar spot at defensive end for the 8th graders. Kobe Reeves is the nose man. The other end is Garrett Davis. Ethan Cochran waiting on the Conway offense to align so he can align as well. One of the linebackers, Tristan Hawkins, a linebacker as well in this Benton defense. Chase Gosviner in there as well, along with Kyrie Watkins. It's a pistol look for Conway, and their first play is going to be a give-off to Isaiah Duncan, and he's going to be near midfield into Panther territory, and he's going to pick up 13 yards and a first down. So the offense is getting big yardage early on, Freddie.
Oh, yeah.
1st and 10 Conway, ball at the Benton 47-yard line. We're over here on the west side of the stadium. Sun setting behind us in the shade, and the Panther fans across the way looking into the sun with it bearing down on them. Panthers going right to left in this first quarter. Conway with a first down give off to Duncan, and he's going to barely get back to the line of scrimmage as the Benton defense suffocating that time. Garrett Davis along with Chase Gosviner in there on the tackle. Also in on the tackle for the Panthers was Anthony Nellums. It'll be 2nd and 10 Conway. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Benton leads at 7-0 on an Amari Coates 67-yard run to begin this ball game. 2nd down and 10 for the Wampus Kittens. Freddie likes to call them. Conway in a shotgun look. 2 backs in the backfield. They give it off to Nooner, and Nooner has running room. He's tripped up by Frank Hobbs at the 36-yard line. It'll be a Conway first down. It was a gain of 11. 1st and 10 Conway at the Benton 36-yard line. Aiden Birdsong in the secondary for the Benton defense. Trevor Standridge as well. Kenyon Clifton, along with Michael Jefferson back there in the secondary for Benton. 1st and 10 Conway, ball at the Benton 36-yard line. And Conway's going to have a pistol set. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Quarterback rolling to the right, tries to get it to Nooner, and it was a bit high. He couldn't come down with it. Michael Hardaway, the Conway quarterback, on the throw. Freddie, Conway looks a lot like Bryant, don't they? Blue helmets, blue tops, and white pants.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of similarities in the way Conway and Bryant look. We just want to hope that Conway's 9th grade doesn't come out in those blue uniforms with black numbers in the freshman game. They are sure hard to read.
Yeah.
2nd down and 10 for Conway as they'll go pistol set. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They're going to run a little razzle-dazzle reverse, flip it back to Nooner, and he has running room along the Panther sideline, breaks a couple of tackles, and is down to the 25-yard line. Ethan Cochran on the tackle for Benton. It's another Conway first down. Need the defense to tighten up here, Freddie.
Oh, yeah.
1st and 10 Conway, ball at the Benton 25. Halfway through this first quarter, Benton leads at 7-0. Conway on their first possession here in the first quarter. 2 backs in the backfield this time. They have a up back to the left, receivers to each side, ball on the left hash mark. Give it to the second man through. That is Isaiah Duncan, and he is going to break a tackle and get in the end zone for a Conway touchdown. Isaiah Duncan takes it in from 25 yards out. And with 3:32 to go in the first quarter, Conway a point away from tying this ball game. Panthers just not tackling real well on that drive. Conway's going to go for two as Michael Hardaway, the quarterback, comes back to the huddle. They put the ball right in the dead center of the field. And Conway's going to go with double receivers to each side, one back in the backfield. It's a pistol set. Duncan, who scored the touchdown, is the back in the backfield. Now Nooner goes in motion to the right. That gives him trips to the right. Hardaway rolling left. He fumbles the football, and Tristan Hawkins recovers for Benton. So the conversion fails, and Benton still has a 1-point lead, Freddie, 7-6.
Oh, yeah.
That's a nice job by Hawkins getting on top of that fumble. And so both offenses scoring fairly easily on the defenses. Freddie, we'll see if Benton can come back and do it again.
Oh, yeah, you need to.
Got a 1-point lead, need to add to it. 3:32 to go in the first quarter. Benton Junior High Panther football tonight brought to you by First National Title. Independent and locally owned, providing professional, efficient, and customized service to meet their clients' needs. First National Title specializes in residential and commercial closing services and feature all your needs for escrow and title insurance. First National Title, located at 216 West Sevier Street in downtown Benton. Give Jared Hambrick a call at 501-315-5900. First National Title, and the kick from Conway goes out of bounds as it went over Trevor Standridge's head, and as he took chase after that football, it rolled right out of bounds. The referee throws his flag, and Benton will take possession of the football at the 35-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 Panthers at the 35. And Garrett Brown, again, leading the offense out onto the field. They're going to move the ball to the near side hash mark, boundary to the right. Kenyon Clifton will be the receiver to the left. Standridge and Levi Ritchie split to the right. Amari Coates, who scored that 67-yard touchdown, and Aiden Birdsong in the backfield. And Birdsong's going to get the carry, breaks a tackle in the backfield, makes a nifty move to elude another tackler, and he's going to pick up, well, he's still going over there, Freddie, 8 yards.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What a good, strong run by Birdsong. As it's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll leave Benton with a 2nd down and 2. Ball at the 43-yard line. It's on the far hash now as Canyon splits to this side. Trevor and Levi to the far side. Amari Coates gets the carry, and Amari's in the open field again. He's going to outrun the Conway defense again. It's a Panther touchdown again, but there's a marker back at the line of scrimmage, and we'll have to sort out the penalty. Amari Coates took it to the house, 58 yards. And the penalty is going to be an illegal shift against Benton, and that's going to bring it back. Wow. Tough break for the Panthers as Amari Coates with another long touchdown run. And it's going to be wiped off the board because of an illegal shift against the Panther offense. Penalty is going to move the ball back to the 38-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Panthers. A 57-yard touchdown run for Amari Coates. Wiped off the board by a penalty. Snap back to Brown. He fumbles the snap. Ball on the ground. There's a big pile at the 35-yard line. And it appears as if Conway has recovered, and they have, Freddie. Boy, that hurts.
It sure does.
Boy, you just can't shoot yourself in the foot and give it back to him, especially after a touchdown run.
Yeah.
A penalty and a fumble, that's not what we want.
No, we sure don't.
And Conway gets on the fumble at the 36-yard line, so Conway Blue has it as they dodge a touchdown bullet from Amari Coates. Able to recover the fumble, and Conway has it in Benton territory. First down for the Wampus Kittens at the Benton 36-yard line. 2:15 to go in the first quarter. Benton leads at 7-6. Going to give it off to Duncan, and he's going to barely get back to the line of scrimmage as Anthony Nellam's doing a good job tonight on defense for the Panthers, along with Tristan Hawkins in there on the tackle. It'll be second down and 10. See all the Conway cheerleaders tonight decked out in pink over here on the near side with their pink pom-poms.
Yep.
Breast cancer awareness, Susan G. Coleman. And we'll see a lot of pink this time of year. Second down and 10, and now Conway is going to take a timeout with 1:31 to go in the first quarter. Benton leads at 7-6. Benton Junior High Panther football tonight brought to you on BentonPantherFootball.com by Ashby Funeral Home. They've been family owned and operated since 1882. Doug Hawkins, the grandfather of Tristan, is a fifth-generation member of the Ashby family. Doug and the staff at Ashby Funeral Home remind us that we plan ahead for all events in life, including the unexpected, even painful events of life, and they have a very compassionate, caring staff that would like to visit with you and set up a pre-planning session with one of their funeral home professionals. Ashby Funeral Home, located at 108 West Narrowway Street in Benton. Their phone number is 501-778-2544. Second down and 10, Conway. Ball at the Panther 36-yard line following a Benton fumble. Hardaway takes the snap, gives it to the second man through. That's Donovan Nooner, and he's going to have first down yardage to the 26. It's a 10-yard gain before he was dropped there by, I believe that was Cade Smith on the tackle for the Panthers. It'll be first and 10 Conway at the Benton 26. Hardaway with two backs in the backfield with him. Panthers crowding that line, trying to stop this Conway running game. They give it to Duncan, and he's going to pick up 4 yards. Tristan Hawkins and Anthony Nellam's in on the tackle again for that Panther defense. Those two young men doing a great job tonight on defense for the Panthers. And it'll be second down and 7 for Conway. Nearing the end of the first quarter. Clock down to 35 seconds to go. As Conway comes to the line, the Benton defense getting set. Carson Buchanan up there on the line of scrimmage for the Panthers. Snap is low, and Duncan's going to be overwhelmed in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of 6 back near the 30-yard line as Ethan Cochran came in there to dump him for a loss. As Hardaway bobbled that snap, and it blew the play up in the backfield. That's going to be the final play of the first quarter. We've played quarter here tonight at John McConnell Stadium, and the Benton Panther 8th graders lead at 7-6. We're going to take a 1-minute break for the end of the quarter. This is Benton 8th grade Panther football on BentonPantherFootball.com. All right, we're back at John McConnell Stadium for the start of the second quarter. Benton leads at 7-6 here over Conway. Conway will be facing a 3rd and 14 at the Benton 30-yard line. Freddie, I thought we'd keep a real close eye on the baseball game tonight, the Rangers and the Blue Jays. But, boy, it isn't going good for the Rangers so far.
No, it sure ain't.
7-0. Last time we checked, the Rangers need a touchdown to get back in that one. Play all summer to get in the playoffs, and then starts out with a big old dud in the first 5 innings down at Arlington for the Rangers tonight. 3rd down and 14 for for Conway. Where did that come from? Is give it off to Donovan Nooner, and he's going to pick up about 5 yards. And then on the tackle for the Panthers, Chase Gosviner. Where did that come from?
I don't know.
Yeah, Boxside on the mind for some reason.
Yeah.
4th down and 9 for Conway at the Benton 25, and the Wampus Cats are going to go for it, and they're going to send receivers to each side. They're going to have an up back to the left behind the left tackle, 2 running backs in the backfield. They're going to fake a run to the left. They're going to bootleg to the right with Hardaway, and he hits his up back, Jaden Williams, and it's going to be 1st down yardage to the Benton 11-yard line. A very nice design play by Conway on 4th and 9 to pick up the 1st down. 1st and 10, Conway. They're in the red zone at the Benton 11-yard line. Benton leads at 7-6. But Conway is knocking on the door, trying to take the lead away from the Panthers here in the first half as Conway goes 2 backs, up back to the right side of the formation. And they're going to give it to the second man through. That's Nooner. He breaks a tackle from Preston Barker. He doesn't break one from Kenyon Clifton, who came up and applied a very hard hit. Cade Smith also in there on the tackle for Benton. It's a pickup of 3 yards. It's 2nd down and 7. Conway at the Benton 8. Wampus Cats can get a 1st down without a touchdown at the 1-yard line. Time for the Panther defense to tighten down and hold the Wampus Cats out of the end zone here. As Conway's going to go with the power look to the right. Now we've got a timeout that has been called on the field. Conway takes their 2nd timeout of the first half. That gives them 1 remaining. 5:07 to go until halftime. Benton leads it 7-6, but Benton had a touchdown taken off the board, Freddie. Penalty. Wipe that off. Boy, you just can't have penalties and turnovers, can you?
No, sure can't.
Now, where are we going tomorrow?
Texarkana.
Going down to Texarkana. What are we going to eat?
Barbecue.
Going to go to Big Jake's Barbecue. Have us a good pregame meal there on Jefferson Avenue down the street from Razorback Stadium in Texarkana. You went and rooted for the Razorbacks Saturday in War Memorial Stadium, right? You were cheering for the Razorbacks. You going to be cheering for them tomorrow? Benton all the way, huh? So it's kind of weird to call the Hogs on Saturday and then hope they lose on Friday, right? In the same week.
Yeah, I heard that.
So, yeah, our high school Panthers will go down to Texarkana tomorrow night. Matt Johnson will have the Fidelity truck down there and all the crew to bring live video streaming on BentonPantherFootball.com back to all the good people of Benton, Arkansas. As the snap got away from Hardaway, and he has to go all the way back to the 26-yard line to retrieve it. Brian Arajo giving chase, and Hardaway just had to fall on it. It is a huge loss of 18 yards, and it'll leave Conway with a 3rd down and 25 at the Benton 26. They're going to go 4 receivers on this 3rd down play, 2 to each side of the formation. The wide side is to the right. Duncan in the backfield. It's a pistol. Hardaway pumps to the left, goes back to the right, and Cade Smith almost intercepted it at the 5-yard line for the Benton defense. So 4th down, And that Panther defense that we were encouraging to hold is on the verge of doing just that, Freddie.
Oh, yeah.
4th down and 25 Conway. Ball at the Benton 26-yard line. They can get a first down at the 1, but we don't want them to have it. Benton leads at 7-6, and now another timeout by Conway. That's their final timeout of the first half. Thankfully, or we'd be here all night the way they're calling timeouts.
Yeah.
We got to get home and get some sleep at some point. We got a big day tomorrow.
Yeah.
So Freddie, do you like long road trips like going to Texarkana, or do you like home games better?
It don't bother me.
Doesn't bother you? Home or away, you're going to be there. How many games have you missed in the last 3 years?
Not many.
I don't think you've missed one. 8th grade, 9th grade, high school, hadn't missed a one in 3 years.
No.
That's why there's an award named after you now. At the Benton football banquet for the junior high and the high school, the Freddie Reinhardt Award.
Yeah.
For the young man on each team that shows up every day, gives good effort, is a good encourager. Fox Sports Arkansas Fidelity Local 6 Freddie Reinhardt Award to be presented at the Benton football banquet at the conclusion of the season. In honor of the number 1 fan of the Benton Panthers. On 4th down and 25, Conway almost completed it as Hardaway threw it to Nooner. He had gotten behind the Panther secondary, but he couldn't hold on to it in the end zone, and Conway dodged a bullet the last Panther possession. Now the Benton defense dodged a 4th down bullet right there, as it appeared as if Nooner was going to make a touchdown catch, and he just dropped it in the end zone. And so the Panther defense takes over at their own 26-yard line. 4:16 to go in the first half. Benton leads at 7-6, and the offense back out on the field, and Garrett Brown back out there to engineer the offense for the 8th graders. Amari Coates in the backfield with him. Brown's first down pass is intercepted, and that's going to be a touchdown for Conway, as Dominic Orr stepped in front of Preston Barker and took it to the end zone. And that's a touchdown Conway, and Conway goes up 12-7. Shucks.
Man.
As Brown was throwing from the right hash to the far sideline, and the Conway cornerback able to step in front of that and take it to the end zone. It's 12-7 Conway, 4:01 to go in the first half, and they're going to bring the offense out and go for the 2-point conversion. They've got a bunch set to the right, single receiver to the left, Hardaway rolling to the right, pump fakes. He's going to keep it himself. And have the Panthers held him out? They have. They're going to mark him short of the end zone as Ethan Cochran led the charge over there. Gavin Davis as well for the Panthers. So they hold him out of the end zone, and that keeps the score 12-7, a 5-point lead for Conway with 4:01 to go until halftime. So 2 turnovers for the Panthers in this first half. Just something you cannot do when you're trying to win football games. And we'll get another look at that offense following the kickoff. The Panthers having great success with Amari Coates running the ball. We just got to hold on to it, Freddie.
Right.
You want to tell everybody listening, what's your favorite part of Marketplace Restaurant in Conway, where we ate dinner tonight? What's your favorite part of it?
What's the name of
Marketplace.
Marketplace?
What's your favorite food there?
That dip, you know.
French dip? You
French
like
dip, yeah.
French dip sandwich?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say the fiery cheese dip. As Michael Jefferson takes the return over the 40-yard line. He's going to be tackled at the 47. A good return for Michael Jefferson. And the sad news out of Arlington continues, Freddie. At the end of 7 innings, Toronto leads it 7-0 still. First and 10 Panthers at their own 47-yard line. 3:53 to go in the first half. Benton trails for the first time in the ball game, 12-7. As Coates and Birdsong hit the backfield, Garrett Brown the quarterback. He sends Trevor Standridge and Levi Ritchie to the right and Skylar Upton to the left. Panther offensive line is down in their three-point stance. The umpire still standing over the football. And now the umpire steps back and we're ready to play as they wind the clock. Snap low again, back to Brown. He hands off to Amari Coates, and Amari is going to get just over midfield into Conway territory. It's a gain of 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down and 6 for Benton. So the ball is set at the Conway 49. Ball on the far hash mark as Benton goes left to right in this second quarter. Standridge and Ritchie again go to the right side of the formation. Now we've got another officials conference with the folks keeping the down marker on the other side. It's clearly 2nd down and 4 for Benton as they gave Amari 6 yards on that last carry. He's going to pick up the first down as he lunges forward to the 38-yard line. I'm going to move those sticks. It's 1st down Benton at the Conway 43-yard line. 1st and 10 Benton. Good crowd across the way that's driven up from Saline County to support the Panthers tonight. They're looking into the setting sun in the west as the Panthers run a reverse to Amari Coates, and he's going to be dropped for a 2-yard loss. Tyler Garlington played it very well, the cornerback for Conway. And Benton will face a 2nd down and 12. Birdsong's going to check out of the lineup, and Kyrie Watkins is going to come in for the Panthers. Going to flip the formation, send Standridge and Ritchie to the left, bring Upton to the right. Short side of the field is to the right, the near side. They fake it to Coates, give it to Kyrie Watkins, and he's following the block of Garrett Davis and Joseph Pelton down to the 41-yard line. It's a pickup of 4 yards, and it's going to leave Benton with 3rd down and 8 with 2:15 to go in the first half. 3rd down and 8 Panthers. Randy Shaw signals the play into Garrett Brown. He sets his offense, goes with a hard count, and Conway jumps off sides. And that's going to shorten the distance. It's going to leave Benton now with a 3rd down and 3 as they advance the ball to the 37-yard line following the offside penalty against Conway as the clock now under 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Panther offense is set with Ritchie and Standridge to the left, Upton to the right. Watkins and Coates in the backfield. They give it to Coates, and he's going to be very close to a 1st down. Feemster helping lead the way along with Kobe Reeves along that Panther offensive line, and they're going to stop the clock, and they're going to say Benton 1st down as the ball is set at the 33-yard line. They're not even going to bring the markers across to measure. It's a 1st down and 10 Benton at the Conway 33-yard line as Amari Coates is going to take a break. Aiden Birdsong replaces him in the Panther backfield. Panther football brought to you tonight by Saline Memorial Hospital, First National Title and Ashby Funeral Home. 1st and 10 Benton at the Conway 33, and now Randy Shaw takes a timeout. He's going to bring his offense over and discuss what to do with 1:10 to go in the first half. Conway leads at 12 8-7. We appreciate all our sponsors, don't we, Freddie?
Oh, yeah.
Boy, we got a good bunch of sponsors here of Benton Panther football. Everett Buick GMC, Warwick Hydraulic, Black Corley Owens and Hughes, voted Arkansas Business's top architecture firm in 2016. First Trust Home Loans, Access Control Devices, Inc., Williams Tire and Service, Centerpoint Church, State Senator Jeremy Hutchinson, First Security Bank, CDI Contractors, Benton Eye Care, Smith Caldwell Drugstore, Copeland's Restaurant, Congo Fireplace and Patio, State Representative Kim Hammer, Allied Glass and Frame Shop, Simmons Bank, First National Title, Ashby Funeral Home, and Saline Memorial Hospital. All of the fine sponsors of Benton Panther football on Fox Sports Arkansas, Fidelity Local 6, and BentonPantherFootball.com. Appreciate you joining us here tonight. It's the 8th grade game. We'll have the freshman game to follow this one. Judge Bobby McAllister will join our broadcast, but we've got the number one Panther fan for the 8th grade game here tonight is Aiden Birdsong. Takes the first down carry for 8 yards to the Conway 25-yard line as the clock now under a minute to go until half.
Mm-hmm.
Panthers trail by 5, 12-7, but marching. Kyrie Watkins is going to carry this time over left tackle, and he's going to be down to the 21-yard line. Helping open the hole that time, Justin Walker, the left tackle for the Panthers. First down and 10, Benton at the Conway 22. Watkins gets it again, and Watkins is going to be tripped up at the 17-yard line. Really impressed with the job Justin Walker's doing on this possession, and the Panthers continue to run behind him at left tackle. Now Randy Shaw takes a timeout to stop that clock with 36 seconds left. It'll be 2nd down and 5, Benton at the 17-yard line. Freddie, you're wanting to see Benton punch this in before halftime.
Oh, yeah.
Think they're going to do it?
I hope so. I hope they do it.
Now, a lot of the Panther fans are used to seeing you down on the sideline. What are you doing up here in the press box tonight? It's too hot out there for you?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little too hot? You won't be in here where it's cool, huh? They do have a really nice new press box here at Conway.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Now, you spent a lot of time in Conway when you were a child, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
A lot different today than it was back when you were growing up here in Conway?
No, I was just in private school up here.
Came to private school up here?
Yeah.
It's a lot different than it was when you lived up here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is now, yeah.
A lot of new restaurants and new shops, a lot of new houses. As Garrett Brown rolls out, he's going to fire a strike to Levi Ritchie, and Levi very smartly, after making the catch, gets out of bounds at the 7-yard line. 30.3 seconds left, and it's 1st and goal, Benton at the Conway 7. As Freddie was just saying the entire time today how much bigger Conway is than it was when he
live here.
Went to private school here as a child. 1st and goal, Benton at the Conway 7-yard line. Trips to the right. Brown looking to the right.
Oh.
He's going to be sacked. Coming in to make the tackle for Conway was Talmadge Babb, as he dropped Garrett Brown at the 12-yard line, and now Coach Shaw is going to take the final timeout of the half with 24.1 seconds. Benton moving the ball so well, Freddie, before that sack, and it's going to put Benton in a bind, 12 yards away from the end zone, 24 seconds to go, no timeouts left. The entire offense has gone over to the Benton sideline. Coach Randy Shaw, assisted by Blake Dorsey, John George, and Garrett Parker, all the coaches over there with the offense. And they're visiting about what they want to do here. The clock is not going to be able to be stopped any longer by Benton. Out of timeouts. Panthers trail it 12-7, but 12 yards away from going ahead here before the halftime horn sounds. It'll be second and goal Benton as the offense now lines up. Standridge and Ritchie to the right. Brown fakes it to Watkins, dropped the football, and now Conway is going to drop him, and there's a penalty marker that comes in late, and that's going to be a penalty on Conway, and it's going to be a blessing for Benton as it stops the clock. Brown was sacked back at the 20-yard line, and we're going to have a penalty coming up against the Wampus Cats, and they're going to call a 5-yard face mask on Conway. Move the ball to the 14-yard line. They set it. The clock is going to start as soon as the referee blows the whistle. And now Coach Shaw is hollering something to the referee as he winds the clock. Brown takes a snap, rolls to the right. Brown looking. He fires to Levi Ritchie, who makes the catch and is pushed out of bounds just short of the end zone. Freddie's at the 1-yard line. 1 yard away with 7 seconds to go in this first half. A thrilling finish to a good first half. The Panthers, 3rd down and 1. The ball is marked ready for play. Brown takes a snap, rolls to the left. Can't take a sack here, and that's exactly what happens as Dominic Orr, who scored the touchdown for Conway on the interception, makes the sack at Garrett Brown, and the Panthers 1 yard away from going ahead before halftime. Now go to the halftime locker room trailing by 5. It's Conway 12, Benton 7. We're going to take a 5-minute break for halftime. Freddie and I are going to catch our breath, and then we'll come back with what should be an exciting second half of Benton 8th grade Panther football on BentonPantherFootball.com. All right, welcome back to John McConnell Stadium for the second half of Benton 8th grade Panther football. Panthers trail 12-7 as we go into the third quarter. Amari Coates with the lone score for the Panthers in that first half. It came just 33 seconds into the ball game as he raced 67 yards for a touchdown. Brian Araujo booted through the extra point. Panthers went 78 yards in just 2 plays to take a 7-0 lead. Conway responded on their first drive, going all the way into the end zone, scored to make it 7-6. Tristan Hawkins recovered a fumble on the 2-point try. Then an Amari Coates 57-yard touchdown was wiped off the board because of a penalty. Panthers then fumbled the football. Conway would march into the Panther red zone before the Benton defense would turn them away. And then at the 4:01 mark, Conway was able to jump on an interception and return it to the end zone for a score and a 12-7 lead. And that first half came to a disappointing close as Benton was on the 1-yard line for the final play of the first half and unable to score. So Conway leads at 12-7. As we begin the third quarter, Benton kicks it off, and Conway's going to call a fair catch and take it at the 36-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 Conway from their own 36-yard line as we get a look at the Benton defense to start this third quarter. Jim Gardner on the mic tonight, joined with Freddie Reinhardt until Judge Bobby McAllister arrives. As Conway is going to run to the outside, to the near side on first down. Nooner on the carry. Ethan Cochran with a great tackle from his linebacking position. It's a 4-yard gain, and it'll be giving 5 yards. 2nd down and 5 for the Wampus. Who are they, Freddie?
Conway Wampus Kittens.
Wampus Kittens.
Yeah.
2nd down and 5 for Conway. As they're going right to left in this third quarter. Go power look to the right. Going to run it to the right with Duncan, and he's dropped for a loss as that Panther defense that time closed in on Duncan, and Zach Feemster was first one there. Kobe Reeves helped finish off the tackle back at the 39-yard line. It's a loss of 2 and a 3rd and 7 coming up for Conway. Well, that sun right in the Panther fans' eyes across the way. It's a very beautiful night from our vantage point, but the folks in maroon across the way looking right into a tough sun setting in the western sky. 3rd down and 7. As Hardaway's going to roll out, he's going to flip it for a first down to his big tight end, Jaden Williams, and the Panther defense having a hard time bringing him down. Michael Jefferson finally does, all the way down to the Benton 17. That's a big young man right there, Freddie, number 86. Panthers having a hard time tackling him.
Sure is.
It's 1st down and 10 Conway at the Benton 17-yard line. Panthers trail at 12-7 with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Conway is going to bring Williams, their big H-back, to the left. Split receivers to each side. They give it to Nooner. He fumbles it. It bounced right back up into his arms, and he is going to get it around the end before he's tackled by Michael Jefferson at the 10-yard line. And it's going to be a 7-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 3 for Conway. Tough night tonight for the Benton volleyball girls, Freddie. They played one of the better junior high teams in the state, Hot Springs Lakeside at home, lost in 2 sets. Lakeside 25-23 and 25-21 over the Lady Panther volleyball team. 2nd down, give it off to Duncan, and Duncan's going to have first down yardage to the Benton 2-yard line. In on the tackle for Benton that time. Gavin Davis on the tackle. It's first and goal Conway at the Benton 2, and a touchdown here really puts Benton behind the 8 ball as they're down 12-7.
Was that the 9th grade that got beat tonight?
Ninth grade, sure was. The 9th grade volleyball team. First and goal Conway as they give it to Duncan, and Duncan's going to elude a couple of tackles and get into the end zone for the Conway touchdown with 3:33 to go in the third quarter. Conway now leads it 18-7 over our Panthers as Isaiah Duncan scores from 2 yards out. His second touchdown of the ball game, had one back at the 3:32 mark of the first quarter. Conway going to line up to go for 2. Nooner and Duncan in the backfield. Hardaway fakes a Benton defense in pursuit. Hawkins in pursuit. Now Williams, the big tight end H-back, makes the catch in front of Caleb Solers, and it's now 20-7 Conway. Saw Williams make the big catch to get him in the red zone, and he makes the 2-point conversion catch. And now Benton's down by 13, Freddie, 20-7, with 3:33 to go in the third quarter. What do we got to do to come back and win this thing?
We're going to have to stop them. We're going to have to get the ball back and see what we can do.
Got to get that football back, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So it'll be Benton getting ready to receive the kickoff. Aiden Pinales to kick off for Conway. Has it teed up right in the center of the field at the 40-yard line. Back deep to receive for Benton. Trevor Standridge and Michael Jefferson. Maybe he'll kick one to Michael and he'll break it and run it all the way back right here. Pinellas puts a left foot into it. He kicks it right to Jefferson, a line drive. That's a good returnable kick. The wall setting up to the left side. Michael Jefferson in the open field at the 30. He's going to be tackled from behind, but Freddie's all the way down to the Conway 11. That was perfect. That was just what Benton needed right there. A huge return from Michael Jefferson all the way to the Conway 11-yard line. It was a line drive kickoff that Jefferson caught on the run, and he returned that 74 yards to the Conway 11-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Benton. The Panthers can pick up a first down without scoring a touchdown. But let's go on and score the touchdown as they flip it forward to Amari Coates. He gets the edge. He gets the touchdown, Panthers. Right. A way to strike back in a hurry. It took just 22 seconds for Benton to carve into that Conway lead as Amari Coates caught a little shovel pass from Garrett Brown and went to the end zone. It's now 20-13 with 3:11 to go in the third quarter, and Benton lining up to go for 2. As Levi Ritchie is going to check into that Panther lineup. In the backfield, Tavion Akins along with Amari Coates. Akins goes left. Coates goes right. Coates gets the handoff. Coates gets in the end zone, but the umpire has thrown a flag right where the ball was snapped, and we'll see if this is on Conway or Benton. As the umpire and the referee confer, both the Conway defense and the Benton offense staying on the field, and we've got ineligible participation against Benton. They're saying Benton had 12 men on the field. Wow, that's going to back it all the way, Freddie, to the 18-yard line. As the Panthers, with 12 men on the field for that 2-point conversion try, it was successful. And now the Panthers are going to have to try it again from 18 yards away. 20-13, Conway leads. This is a very long 2-point try for Benton as Akins and Coates to the right. Brown rolling to the right. He's going to loft one up for Trevor Standridge, who makes the catch. And it's a 2-point conversion, and Freddie's handed out fives up here in the press box. Conway 20, Benton 15 with 3:11 to go in the third quarter. Freddie, that was a beautiful catch by Trevor Standridge. Got anything to say about that?
Oh, yeah, that was good. That was a good throw.
Good throw from Brown. Good catch from Standridge, and Benton has cut it back to a 5-point lead, 20-15, with 3:11 to go in the third quarter. Benton Panther 8th grade football brought to you tonight by Ashby Funeral Home, family owned and operated since 1882. Also by First National Title and Jared Hambrick. You can give him a call at 315-5900 for all your escrow and title insurance needs. And also by Saline Memorial Hospital. Reminds you of their Bryant Medical After Hours Clinic, open from 5 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, and conveniently located between Highway 5 and Ashley's Furniture. Saline Memorial Hospital, First National Title, and Ashby Funeral Home, proud sponsors of Benton Junior High Panther football. And now Freddie's breathing easy as he sees the cheerleaders have made it safely. You were worried about them, weren't you?
Oh, yeah.
They probably stopped at Marketplace and had them some flaming cheese dip. Everybody's favorite place to eat in Conway is Brian Arajo's going to onside kick it. Takes a very high bounce, but Conway fields it and falls on it at the 45-yard line. It was a very good onside kick from Arajo, but Conway able to recover. Preston Eady for Conway went up and caught that ball off the high bounce and just fell to the turf. So Conway will have it first down and 10 at their own 45-yard line. 3:05 to go in the third quarter. Conway with a 5-point lead. Wampus Cat offense comes up to the line of scrimmage, and that play we've seen a lot tonight. Nooner trying to get to the edge. Travion Akins with an open field tackle. It's going to be a 3-yard gain. That was a great tackle by Akins. Gets a pat on the back from Kenyon Clifton and Cade Smith, his fellow Panther defenders. Benton in all white uniforms tonight. White pants, white tops, white helmets, maroon numerals. Conway, white pants, blue jerseys, blue helmets, white numerals. 2nd down and 7. They're going to give it to Nooner again, and he's going to be upended at midfield. Great tackle by Chase Gosviner. And it'll be 3rd down and 4 for Conway as they mark it at the Benton 49. It's a very big 3rd down play, Freddie.
Oh, yeah.
Need the defense to stiffen up right here and get the ball back for that offense. As Hardaway walks his offense up to the line of scrimmage. They got Williams, their big H-back, set to the left. Give it to Duncan running to the right, and the Benton defense is held. Great job right there by the Panther defense. Cade Brimhall leading the way for the Panthers on that stop. Also a young man who's played great tonight on defense, Anthony Nellums, in on the tackle. And it's 4th down and 4 Conway at the Benton 49-yard line. 1:10 to go in the third quarter, and Conway's going to go for it. They're not going to punt it away. Watch Williams, the big H-back. He's going to set to the left. 2 men in the backfield, split receivers to each side. They're going to fake it to Nooner. They're going to roll to the right with Hardaway. Hawkins is going to sack him. He just tried to flip it away, and Brian Arajo intercepts it.
Yep.
How about the pressure from Tristan Hawkins? It appeared as if he was going to sack Hardaway. Hardaway just sort of desperately heaved it in the air, and Brian Arajo intercepted it for the Panther defense, and Benton has the ball at the 47-yard line with 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. And Benton with a chance to get the lead back, trailing by 5. Garrett Brown takes a snap, gives it to Amari Coates. Amari coming near side, eludes 2 tackles. He's inside the Conway 40, down to the 35-yard line. It's first down on an 18-yard run by Amari Coates. First and 10 Panthers at the Conway 35 as the clock ticks under 25 seconds to go in this third quarter. Give it off to Travion Akins, and Akins is going to pick up 3 yards on first down to the Conway 32, and that should be the final play of the third quarter, Freddie. We're going to go into the fourth quarter. Panthers are going to be trailing by 5, but on the move at the Conway 32. We're going to take a 1-minute break. This is Benton Panther Football on BentonPantherFootball.com. Start of the fourth quarter from John McConnell Stadium. Let's set the scene for you. Conway leads it 20-15. The Benton defense has just made a big fourth down stop of Conway in Benton territory. Amari Coates ran for 18 yards. Travion Akins just ran for 3. And the Benton offense has it 2nd down and 7 at the Conway 32 as we begin the fourth quarter. Benton trailing by 5. And trying to take the lead on this drive as Brown flips it forward to Trevor Standridge. He gets the edge. He breaks a tackle. He's down to the 20-yard line, and it's going to be first down Benton on a 12-yard gain by Trevor Standridge. Panthers at the Conway 20. Driving toward the end zone. Freddie Reinhardt urging them on from the press box here as Amari Coates gets the handoff, running behind his left tackle, Justin Walker. He picks up 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down and 4. Panthers having a lot of success running left tonight. Also over there, John Benedict helping open the holes on the left side. Coates is going to be the up back. Akins to the left of Brown in the backfield. Brown with a hard count. Now we've got a whistle, and the official has stopped play, and it appears as if they're going to send a Conway defender to the sideline. No penalty marker thrown. Conway coach coming out asking for an explanation, and he gets it from the umpire. So a clock stoppage, no penalty. They're going to wind the clock back up now, and it's going to tick down to the 6-minute mark by the time Benton snaps this football. Brown resets his offense, moves Akins to the up back. Coates at his side. Now we've got a penalty marker thrown by the linesman, and that was a whole lot of confusion there for about 30 seconds, Freddie. None of that made a lick of sense. And the end result is a 5-yard penalty against Benton that moves it back to the 19-yard line and makes it 2nd down and 9 for the Panthers. Randy Shaw signals in the play to Garrett Brown. Ritchie and Standridge split to the right. Skylar Upton splits to the left. Brown rolling to the right. Getting pressured from behind. There's a fumble, and it's going to go over to Conway as Dominic Orr forced the fumble. Now they're saying it was an incomplete pass. Wow, the Panthers get a break right there. As Garrett Brown was rolling to the right, Dominic Orr who has forced a fumble and returned an interception for a touchdown for Conway, almost forced another one. 3rd down and 9 Panthers at the Conway 19-yard line. Panthers trail 20-15. Standridge in motion. They flip it to Standridge. Flip it back to Coates. He fumbled the pitch. And now falling on the ball for Benton is Akins at the 19-yard line. And it'll be 4th and 9 Benton at the Conway 19. And it's a huge play right here, Mr. Reinhardt.
Yep.
What will the Panthers do? Are they going to run it or pass it? What do you think? Freddie is not going to make a call. They're going to wait till the see. Going to pass it. And there is the pass. Oh, it was a diving attempt by Levi Ritchie right at the pylon. It goes incomplete. A penalty marker thrown by the umpire, and now he's saying wave off the penalty. No, they're going to call an eligible man downfield against Benton. Conway declines it, and Conway's going to take over as Levi Ritchie dove out for that football, Freddie. Great effort, and it was just beyond his outstretched arms at the goal line. So Conway holds, gets the ball back. They're going to mark it at the 20, and it'll be 1st and 10 Conway with exactly 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Conway leads at 20-15, and the Panthers need to come up with a big stop. Conway's going to give it off to Duncan, and Duncan's going to be hit in the backfield. He's going to lose 2 yards as Ethan Cochran and Kyrie Watkins dropping for a loss back at the 18. 2nd down and 12 Conway. Boy, a beautiful night here as the sun setting. Gorgeous sky out beyond the bleachers across the way where the Panther fans sit. Give it to Nooner, and Nooner is going to be stopped for another loss back to the 17-yard line. Feemster and Cade Brimhall in on the tackle. We've got a penalty flag thrown by the linesman on the Panther sideline. And he's going to meet with the referee with 3:55 to go in the 4th quarter. And they're going to call a 5-yard face mask on the Panther defense. And Anthony Nellums shows some frustration. He's had a great game for Benton defensively tonight. That penalty is going to move it to the 24-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down and 6 for Conway following the assessment of the penalty against the Panther defense. Conway with a single back pistol set, trips to the right. It's a pass to the right, and it's going to be a loss of 4 yards on the catch by Dylan Silverman as he had to go to the ground to catch that one. And the Panthers catch a break on a completed pass that results in a loss back to the 21-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 9. Clock ticking with 3:19 to go in the ball game. Conway leads at 20-15. Need a stop here, Freddie. Make them punt. 3rd down and 9. Panther defense with 8 in the box, very tight to the line. Anthony Nellum showing blitz. They're going to give it to Nooner running left, and Nooner can't get away from Kyrie Watkins. He's going to be dumped back at the 16-yard line, and it'll be 4th and 14 for Conway. Great defensive stop that time by the Panther defense. Conway took possession of the ball at the 20, had a 5-yard face mask against Benton in the drive, and Conway's going to wind up with a 4th and 14 at their own 16-yard line. Panthers take a timeout, their first of the second half. Both teams have assembled with their coaches as the Conway punt team is going to go onto the field. We'll see. Freddie, you think the Panthers will try to block this one or get a big return?
Get a return, I think.
Big return?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see what Coach Shaw and the Panther staff across the way, Coach Dorsey and George and Parker, are drawing up over there for the Panther punt return team. Freddie, we were talking, what a beautiful new indoor complex they've built here behind the Panther stands across the way. I wasn't here last year, and boy, it is really nice what they have built here at Conway. Just a beautiful complex here, John McConnell Stadium on the campus of Conway High School. 4th down and 14 for the Wampus Cats. And they are going to punt. The snap back, Pinellas puts his left foot into it. Panthers came after it, didn't get to it. Now Conway's going to down it at the 38-yard line. So there's 2:44 to go in the ball game, Freddie. Benton trails 20-15, and they've got to go 38 yards to win this ball game.
Yep.
Think they can do it?
I hope they can.
You think they're going to?
I think they're going to.
All right, let's think optimistic here.
Yeah.
1st and 10 Benton at the Conway 38-yard line. Panthers with 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Give it to Amari Coates, and Amari Coates is going to go 38 on the first play to the end zone. It's touchdown Panthers, and Benton takes the lead, 21-20. Wow. Amari Coates took the handoff from Garrett Brown, went right up the middle to the end zone. Cade Brimhall, Colby Reeves, Garrett Davis opening the hole. Also, Justin Walker doing a great job up there on that offensive line for the Panthers tonight. As Amari Coates goes 38 yards for the go-ahead score. Benton leads at 21-20, lining up to go for 2, and now Conway jumps off sides, and that's going to move it half the distance to the goal, and Benton's going to have 1.5 yards to get to take a 3-point lead. They're going to set the ball on the left hash. Benton goes right to left here in this 4th quarter. Akins, the lone back in the backfield. It's a low snap to Brown. Brown ducks away from a potential sack. Throws. It's going to be intercepted as he was trying to get it to Preston Barker. And a Wampus Cat jumped in front of it. Javier Saldivar with the interception for Conway. But the good news is Benton leads at 21-20 with 2:34 to go in the ball game. 8th grade Panther football brought to you tonight by Saline Memorial Hospital, providing award-winning health services to Saline County and Central Arkansas. By First National Title, providing professional, efficient, and customized residential and commercial closing services. And by Ashby Funeral Home, because we care. Brian Araujo will kick off for the Panthers. He's going to tee it up on the near hash. Conway with 10 men within 20 yards of the teed up football. They're expecting an onside kick. We'll see if Araujo just pooches one. Panthers lead it by 1 late in the ball game. He does kick it. Dominic Orr is going to field it, and Orr is going to break a couple of tackles and return it into Panther territory at the 46-yard line before Tristan Hawkins wrestles him out of bounds. And Conway now with good field position at the Benton 46. Freddie, that defense has done a great job in the second half.
Oh, yeah.
Need them to have one more great stand right here as the clock at 2:15 to go in the ball game. Benton leads by 1. 8 men in the box for that Panther defense. Conway going shotgun. 2 men in the backfield. Hardaway rolls out. He loses his helmet. They blow the play dead. As coming in was Anthony Nellums to make the tackle. They're going to call a personal foul face mask on Nellums as Hardaway lost his helmet. He's going to have to come out for one play. And that penalty is going to hurt as Anthony Nellums came in, tried to be very aggressive on the sack, but he went up high, took Nellums' helmet off in attempting to make the sack, and it's going to be a big penalty coming up against the Panther defense. As it's marked from the spot of the foul, it's going to move the ball to the Benton 38-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 2 for Conway. And they're going to say they're not going to make Hardaway go to the sideline for a play. He's still in there at quarterback. 1st and 2, give off to Isaiah Duncan, and he runs into Kyrie Watkins at the 41. Help arrives in the form of 6 Panthers, and they're going to drop Duncan for a 3-yard loss back to the 41 as that clock is ticking. Go clock, go clock. Run out. 1:30 to go in the 4th quarter. Benton leading by 1. 2nd down and 5, Conway at the Benton 41. Conway hurrying up to the line of scrimmage. The Benton defense gets set. Again, 8 in the box for the Panther defense. Here comes the Panther pressure. Watkins applying pressure. Hardaway gets rid of it and completes it to Donovan Nooner at the 30-yard line. It's going to be a 1st down Wampus Cats at the Benton 30. 1:07 to go in the ball game. Conway with 3 timeouts. Benton with 2. Benton leading by 1, and now Benton's going to take a timeout. Panther defense timeout. And quite frankly, Freddie, this has been the most exciting 8th grade game we've seen this year.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen the Panthers lose a couple of ball games this year in the 4th quarter, and an opportunity for them to win one tonight as they came in trailing in this 4th quarter. Got a 38-yard touchdown run from Amari Coates at the 2:34 mark of the 3rd. And now the defense trying to hold Conway with 1:03 to go, leading 21-20. Expecting Judge McAllister to arrive any moment. He must be having a really good dinner with his daughter tonight.
Oh, yeah.
The latest Bobby showed up in the press box this season. 1st and 10 Conway as the teams come back to the field following the timeout. Ball at the Benton 30-yard line. It's on the near hash mark. They're going to send 2 receivers to the wide side, 1 to the near side. Going to stretch the outside receiver out a little farther. Send Nooner in motion to the left. Now they're going to throw it out to Tyler Garlington. He makes the catch, but the Benton pursuit is outstanding. It's going to be a 4-yard gain, but how about the Benton pursuit as Michael Jefferson, playing a good corner over there, held him up and allowed the Panther defenders in the form of Kyrie Watkins and Tristan Hawkins to come make the tackle. Conway's going to take another timeout. We have 55 seconds to go in the ball game. It's 21-20 Benton. Conway will have 2nd and 6 at the Benton 26. Panther football brought to you tonight by Smith Caldwell Drugstore, located at 414 North Main Street. Stan and Patty Chester and Scotty and Holly Hodges want to personally thank you for shopping local. You can visit Smith Caldwell Drug at smithcaldwell.com. Smith Caldwell Drug wants to wish all the Panthers good luck and safe travels all season long. 2nd down and 6, Conway. 55 seconds to go. Conway's going to line up with trips to the right. Jaden Williams, their impressive tight end, to the left. Hardaway takes a snap, pumps, looks, gets it to Devin Nooner behind the Panthers secondary, and that's a dagger, Freddie. With 49 seconds to go in the ball game, Conway scores and takes a 26-21 lead. Man. Their speedy little tailback, Devin Nooner, lined up in the slot. And Hardaway took the snap, pump faked the quick out. Nooner slid behind the Panthers secondary, and he caught it on the run and gets into the end zone with 49 seconds to go. And that is just disappointing for this 8th grade team. They played very good tonight. The defense has played great in the second half, Freddie, but one big pass can hurt you, and Conway hurts the Panthers with a 26-yard touchdown. 49 seconds to go. It's 26-21. Conway now leads it, and they're going to go for 2. This is a big 2-point play. So it's a 5-point game. Conway trying to advance their lead to 7. The Panther defense getting set to hold them out here on this 2-point try. So Hardaway's just going to throw the quick slant, and he completes it to Michael Dunnigan, and that gives Conway a 7-point lead, 28-21, with 49 seconds to go in the ball game. And you know, the last time we said Benton needed a big kickoff return, Michael Jefferson gave us a 74-yard return. How about another one? You up for that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it again, Michael Jefferson. And if not you, maybe Trevor Standridge can get a big return. As Benton trails it by 7, going to have to score in a hurry here. As Aiden Pinales, the Conway kicker, is going to tee it up right in the center of the field at the 40-yard line. He kicks left-footed. And I would be willing to bet he's not going to kick a line drive in the air to Michael Jefferson again. Pinales kicks it off. He kicks it away from Jefferson. It's going to roll out of bounds, and so we'll see what Randy Shaw elects to do. He might make him re-kick it right here, because his best offense right here might be a big Michael Jefferson return. As the ball goes out of bounds, he's telling the kick team to stay on the field, and I think that's a very smart call by Coach Randy Shaw. He's going to make them back it up 5 yards and kick it again. And that's going to give the Panthers a chance for another return. If they kick it short, Benton's going to have the ball near midfield. If they kick it deep, Michael Jefferson is such a dangerous return man for the Benton Panthers. They're going to back them up 5 yards, and Pinales will have to kick off now from the 35-yard line. He's jogging out there to tee it up, and Conway's coaches talking to the kicker, talking to the coverage men. Garrett Parker shouting instructions across the way to his return team. Now Benton's going to flip the personnel on this return. Everybody that was on the right side has come to the left and vice versa. Standridge and Jefferson stand back at the 25-yard line to return. Pinales pooches it. It's going to hit at the 38. Jefferson takes it on the bounce, makes 2 men miss, spins away from a tackle, and Michael Jefferson is gone. He breaks a tackle at the 15, and Michael Jefferson scores, Freddie. 62-yard return for Michael Jefferson. Wow. And now Benton trails at 28-27, and a huge conversion coming up for the Panthers. As Garrett Brown is going to be at quarterback, Akins and Coates in the backfield, and now we've got a timeout called by Benton. Their final timeout of the ball game. 38 seconds to go. Benton trailing Conway 28-27. Freddie, play of the game right here. Michael Jefferson gives you a chance to win it with a 62-yard kickoff return. And we'll see what Benton chooses to do as Judge McAllister has stepped into the booth. I wonder where he took his daughter to eat dinner. Blackwoods. You would tell him where we went?
It was good. Tell him.
Marketplace.
Marketplace.
We had flaming cheese dip and French dip sandwiches.
Had a burger with 12 ounces of meat.
So Bobby McAllister will be fasting tomorrow. Boy, we have had a great 8th grade game tonight as Conway took a lead away from Benton just 11 seconds ago, but Michael Jefferson returns the kickoff, 62 yards for a touchdown. Boy, we've seen 2 touchdowns in 11 seconds. And now we'll see if the Panthers can convert the 2-point try. Coates in motion to the right. Conway jumps off sides. Move it up half a yard, or a yard and a half, excuse me, and it makes it a 1.5-yard conversion try coming up for the Panthers. And now we are going to get another timeout. I think Benton has gotten 4 timeouts this half. But we are not complaining. It's 28-27 Conway. Freddie, play of the year for the 8th graders right here. Do you think they're going to run or pass?
I'm going to say they're going to run it.
Going to run it? Who you think's going to carry it, number 5 or number 90?
I'm going to say number 5.
Number 5. He's been our guy tonight. Amari has got touchdown runs of 67 yards and 38 yards. And he caught an 11-yard touchdown from Garrett Brown. So Freddie is calling for the ball to go to Amari Coates. We'll see if he's right. Coates is actually in the slot to the right. Standridge in the slot to the left. Now Coates comes in motion. They flip it forward to Coates. He gets a knockdown block from Travion Akins at the 2. And Coates is in the end zone, and Benton leads at 29-28. How about that? Freddie, you called it. 5 gets in the end zone. But the block from Travion Akins, a pancake at the 2-yard line. And that was, that was thrilling as Coates scores. And Benton leads at 29-28. We've still got 38 seconds to go in this ball game, and we've seen 2 touchdowns in the last 11. And now it's going to be the Panthers' turn to kick off, and Brian Araujo is going to come do the honors for the Panthers, and we don't want to let Conway run it back on us like they let us run it back on them right here. Panther freshman in the south end zone. Conway freshman in the north end zone. Both teams cheering on their 8th grade buddies here in an exciting opener to tonight's doubleheader. Araujo kicks it off. He kicks it short, kicks it high, and Conway is going to take a knee. The Panthers hit him after he took a knee. No penalty marker thrown on the play as Anthony Snyder, one of the up men for Conway, caught that ball in the air at the 45, took a knee, and the Panthers might have narrowly avoided a personal foul penalty. Both teams out of timeouts. No timeouts remaining. 37.6 seconds on the clock. Benton leads it 29-28. And it's all on the back of the defense to bring this one home as they wind the clock. Conway just now breaking the huddle. Clock down to 20 seconds already. Conway with two receivers to each side. Center snaps it. Hardaway wasn't ready. Now they throw a flag and blow the whistle and play dead. Now they're going to throw a flag at Anthony Nellums, who went ahead and sacked Michael Hardaway. And the linesman's flag is for a false start on Conway. The referee's flag is going to be for a personal foul on Benton. So they're going to mark off 5 yards back to the 40 and then mark off 15 yards against Benton to move it to the Panther 45-yard line. And it's going to be first down Conway with 15 seconds to go. Conway hurrying up to the line of scrimmage. They know the referee's going to wind this clock. There he goes. Clock starts. Conway with two receivers to each side. The slot man got a head start, and there's a penalty marker, and it's going to be 5 yards against Conway. So that'll back him up to midfield with 9.2 seconds. And we have seen 25 seconds run off the clock without an illegal play here in this last drive of the ball game. Clock starts again. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Hardaway takes a snap. We got another marker thrown by the linesman and another false start against Conway. And that clock is now all the way down to 2 seconds to go. And I'm not sure they'll get a snap off, as the umpire is going to set it down at the Conway 45. The ball game comes down to this. Referee starts the clock. There he goes. He got a head start again, and the clock runs out, and Benton's going to win this one. We just saw 34 seconds run off the clock without a legal snap. 5 penalties. And the Conway Blue team is frustrated, and the Benton team is elated on the other side as they come to congratulate their opponents at midfield. Freddie, you are the good luck charm, my man. For all the troubles the 8th grade team has had this year, the one game that you get on the mic with me, what happens?
We win.
We win.
God.
Number one fan, number one good luck charm tonight, Freddie Reinhardt. Benton, 8th grade, wins it tonight, 29-28 in a thriller. On a game brought to you on BentonPantherFootball.com by Saline Memorial Hospital, First National Title, and Ashby Funeral Home. The freshman teams are coming on the field to warm up. We're 20 minutes away from kickoff. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to step aside for about 17 minutes, and we'll come back on the air at 7. Tell you what, we'll come back on the air at 7:25. 7:25 for the broadcast of the Benton Freshman Panthers and Conway Blue Freshman Wampus Cats tonight on BentonPantherFootball.com. All right, welcome back to John McConnell Stadium on the campus of Conway High School for tonight's Central Arkansas Junior High Conference game between our Benton freshman Panthers, who come in 4-0 in conference play, and the host team tonight is the Conway Blue Wampus Kittens, according to Freddie Reinhardt. They come in 2-2 in conference play. Captains tonight for Benton are Sean Thornton, Tristan Redd, and Peyton Hudgens. And a special hello to Peyton's sister, Jessica, who's listening in tonight. I'm sure cheering loudly from work for her brother, who has been fun to watch this year, Bobby McAllister. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you very much, Jim, and it's been a lot of fun to watch Peyton Hudgens and crew all year long. This team started out rough, playing a really good Marion Junior High team the first game of the season, in a game that was just kind of put together on the spur of the moment almost, because both teams needed a game. Marion walked in and took a very tough victory away from Benton, and in the first game of the season. Benton, I think, needed that, really. This junior high team didn't know what losing meant. Their A and B squads both went undefeated last year. They took that loss, they learned from it, they grew from it, and they've been getting better every single game ever since.
And maybe the most impressive win that Benton Junior High has had in years. I know since Randy Shaw has been the head coach, he told me that was as impressive last Thursday night, 37-0 over a very good North Little Rock team.
Last week was absolutely shocking. When you looked at the players as they came on the field last week, we thought the first game of the season when Marion stepped on the field, they looked big, they looked fast, they looked athletic. We saw that North Little Rock team, and they looked every bit of that and maybe then some on top of it. They walked out on the field and didn't know what they ran into from the very first series as Benton took it down and scored immediately and just kept pounding and kept coming until it seemed that the North Little Rock team, about halfway through the second quarter and on into the third quarter, just simply lost all hope. And you can't play without hope.
Well, the Panthers are hoping for a conference championship. 4-0 in conference play, tied atop the standings with Bryant, also 4-0. Cabot South and Conway White are 3-1. The Panthers have already beaten Conway White back in week 2 of the season at home. This Conway Blue team comes in 2-2. North Little Rock 2-2. The bottom quadrant of the conference, Catholic and Lake Hamilton are 1-3. Cabot North and Russellville, the next 2 weeks' opponents, both 0-4.
And you wouldn't want the top of the standings, Jim, to look anything other than what it does. We in Saline County are very proud of our two schools, Benton and Bryant, and they stand at the top of the standings, and deservedly so. They've each taken care of business every week in just the way you would expect them to. Again, as you said, except for last week, because Benton took care of business and then some in that impressive win over North Little Rock.
Bobby, we've got to be honest, though. One of the storylines coming into tonight is injuries for the Panthers. Jaden Woolbright out for the season. Kip Tracy out for the season. Found out today Dylan Burnham is going to need surgery and out for the season. Presley Ross not in the starting lineup for this game tonight. So we're going to see a couple of Panthers in Tristan Redd and Sean Thornton that are going to be pressed into going both ways in light of the injuries.
For you old people out there like me, we may need Hawkeye Pierce and Trapper John to bring the MASH unit out, take care of these kids. We've got to get healthy. The good news about this ninth grade team is there is depth. There's depth, and lots more depth. This group is as full of skill and linemen as anything you'd want to see, and I'm expecting big things from this team tonight.
One of those big offensive linemen is Austin Jones, and he's going to kick off for the Panthers as the Panthers will go left to right here in the first quarter. Benton in gray pants, white tops with maroon numerals and maroon helmets. Conway in all blue. Blue helmets, blue jerseys, blue pants, and black numbers that are going to be impossible to read from this press box as Conway is going to return it to the near side, and in there to make the tackle for the Benton Panthers is Austin Drury, also in on the tackle for Benton. Dalton Taylor on special teams for the Panthers. So Conway will scrimmage 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line as we begin this one tonight. Central Arkansas Junior High Conference game between Benton and Conway, brought to you by Saline Memorial Hospital, First National Title, and Ashby Funeral Home.
They're coming after it quick, Jim. We're ready to get started, and the game is play on.
1st and 10 Conway at the 23, and that traditional pistol set for Conway. Give it off to the tailback, and he's going to be tackled at the 26-yard line. David Landers and Sean Thornton on the tackle for the Benton defense. It's a pickup of 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Conway.
Can't tell you how difficult, folks, it is to see these numbers on the front or back of the Conway players. Black numbers on a dark blue jersey just does not work from the press box.
It is impossible to read.
We're going to do the best we can.
2nd down and 7 Conway. Again, they give it off to the tailback, and Austin Taylor is going to make the open field tackle at the 29-yard line. That is Taz Flemings, number 25, the tailback for Conway.
Just a little lead handoff off tackle, maybe a little zone play. Benton covers it up pretty quick. We've got a 3rd and 4 with 0-0 score early in the first quarter for you folks.
Caleb Kaufman, Ethan Hambrick, and Tristan Redd, the down 3 for Benton. On this 3rd down and 4, they give it to Flemings again. He breaks an arm tackle from Nick Wason. It takes Deshaun Ward to bring him down, and it'll be a Conway 1st down, as they are very content to keep it on the ground with their tailback Taz Flemings here in the early going. It's an 8-yard, 9-yard gain, and it'll be 1st down Conway at their own 38.
Conway early on has hit the left side of their offensive line, right side of Benton's defensive line on each and every play.
Going to go up the middle, but breaks it back to the left side. Again, Austin Taylor on the tackle for the Panthers at the 40, a gain of 2 at 2nd down and 8 Conway. The rest of the Panther starters, Bryce Gallagher, Sean Thornton, and David Landers are the linebackers. Austin Taylor, the bandit, Luke Hopcroft, the spur tonight, Nick Wason and Austin Drury, the corners, and Deshaun Ward, the free safety. On 2nd and 8, Flemings gets it again, and Austin Taylor is going to tackle him again. Austin hit him in the backfield, held on. Flemings drug him about 3 yards. Gallagher and Redd coming to help finish off the tackle for the Benton defense.
One of those plays where you wish Austin had learned a little bit more about form tackling. He wrapped him up but started swinging around, letting the Conway tailback go forward for about 3 or 4 more yards after he had him in the backfield. Got to wrap up and drive those feet instead of spinning them, letting them have that extra yardage.
3rd down and 5, Conway at their own 43, the entire possession on the left hash. Now rolling to the right is Xavier Robinson, throws downfield, and they're going to say it was incomplete. It was hard to tell across the way. Austin Drury on coverage for the Panthers. Kind of a jump ball play to the tall wide receiver for Conway over there. And Randy Shaw told me today in our weekly conversation that young man for Conway checks in at 6'4", and
cow.
A mismatch problem for the Benton corners, but Austin Drury did a good job that time.
Looks like Conway setting up to punt here. Great coverage by Drury. The Conway players were wanting a little bit of interference, but they weren't to have it. Conway set up to punt.
Punt coming from the 33-yard line by the Conway punter. Back to return for Benton is Austin Taylor, and he's going to make a fair catch at the 35-yard line. So we get to see the Panther offense for the first time tonight, and Peyton Hudgens will lead them out there. DeAnthony Harper and Sean Thornton will be in the backfield with him. Braxton Slaughter, Cade Clark, and Connor Burrow will be your receivers. The offensive linemen from left to right are T. Shane Pagay, Justin Bearden, Jackson Shelton, Tristan Redd, and Austin Jones. 1st down and 10 Benton, 4:49 to go in a scoreless first quarter, and we see the Panther offense for the first time in the ballgame. Crazy formation, Bobby, as they go with a wedge play.
Wow.
Just everybody as tight to the ball as they could get, and Sean Thornton bulls his way for 15 yards.
Can't describe to you exactly how funny that formation looked. The linemen moved in literally foot to foot and even shortened their stances to gather in tighter. Two backs moved in. One back came in motion around, and Thornton took it straight up the middle.
Just power football, and Hudgens going to keep this time, and it's going to be a 1 yard gain for Peyton as the Panthers went a little more conventional that time. Two receivers to each side, and Peyton took the snap, charged ahead behind his center, Jackson Shelton, for 1 yard. It's 2nd down and 9 at the Conway 49.
Coach Shaw definitely starting out by giving Conway a little bit different look, goes back to the spread formation that Benton is known for, and here we go again.
2nd down and 9 Panthers. Give it off to Sean Thornton, running room into the Conway secondary. He's going to be wrestled out of bounds at the 26-yard line. It's a pickup of 23 yards, and Sean Thornton on 2 carries with 38 yards on this opening drive.
Thornton really found a big hole to the right side off of just outside the guard behind big, I believe that's Tristan Red. Took it off right tackle, hit the right sidelines with a great gainer.
1st and 10 Benton at the Conway 26. They flip it forward. That's a pass to Cade Clark, and Cade is going to be downed at the 23, and there's a marker right where Cade Clark was tackled. You would expect that to be a face mask.
We will see. It's hard to tell. They were on the far side of the field away from us, but it definitely looked like it, probably a 5-yard face mask.
Linesman does throw the marker, and it is 5 yards that's going to be tacked on to the end of the run. A face mask penalty against Conway, and that's going to move the ball very near 1st down yardage.
In fact, it'll stay 1st down after the penalty, and it's 1st down and 1 for Benton. Great, fortunate event.
And now the Panthers fumble the ball as Hudgens and Thornton couldn't get together on the exchange, and the ball lied harmlessly on the turf, and Conway falls on it at the 24-yard line. Misfortune falls upon the Panthers, and a turnover gives it back to Conway.
Looked like Peyton was running the zone read, started to left it in the hip of Sean Thornton for a while. Sean thought that he was going to keep it, but he tried to give it, and it just fell on the ground.
1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats at their own 21-yard line. Going to run the jet sweep to their very tall, rangy receiver, and he's going to pick up 2 yards. Deshaun Ward is going to make the tackle, and I would call that I finally got to see it. Tommy Grady is the tall receiver for Conway on that run, dropped at the 24-yard line.
And he is a long, tall, athletic-looking young man. Ran the ball well, but Benton's defense really trying to swarm here tonight, wanting this victory. Caught up with him after a 3-yard gain.
2nd down and 7 Conway. They bring Grady in motion again. Give it to Flemings going right, and Flemings is going to be tackled at the 27-yard line. Austin Taylor again in on the tackle for the Panthers. Tristan Red in there as well. And it'll be 3rd down and 4 for Conway. Conway 3 yards at a time in the early going, Bobby.
3 yards at a time. This is the 3rd time in a row Conway has had 3rd and 4. They've converted one of those. One of those we got to stop and force them to punt in the last series.
So Flemings again in the backfield. Conway in the pistol set. Receivers to each side. They fake it to Flemings. Going to roll out and hit the H-back in the flat, and it's going to be 1st down yardage to the 46-yard line. Austin Drury on the tackle, but a flag is lying back at the 28-yard line on the Benton side of the field, thrown by the linesman.
Not
he comes
sure
back
what the flag is. Looks like he's pointing towards Benton, but I think he was pointing the wrong direction.
False start called against Conway, so that wipes off a big 3rd down conversion for Conway, and is going to leave them now with a 3rd and 9 back at the 22 following the penalty.
Conway looks like they're playing a little better than what we were giving them credit, or at least I was giving them credit for before this game started. They came out in warm-ups, didn't look real organized, and don't look nearly as athletic on the hoof as Benton does, but they are actually playing pretty well up to this point in time, and you got a Conway timeout with 1:45 to go in the first quarter.
Benton Panther football brought to you tonight by First National Title, providing professional, efficient, customized residential and commercial closing services, as well as escrow and title insurance services. First National Title is located at 216 West Sevier Street in Benton, Arkansas. If you could use escrow and title insurance or residential and commercial closing services, call Jared Hambrick at 315-5900. First National Title, a proud sponsor of Benton Panther football. Bobby, Panthers only able to snap the football 5 times in this first quarter. Conway owning time of possession, not making big chunk yardage plays, but Conway has managed the ball and the clock in this first quarter.
Doing a good job of playing keep away, run 8 plays for 26 yards while Benton's run 5 plays for 39. Just had a foolish fumble.
And now on 3rd and 9, Conway is going to flip a pass out that Deshaun Ward is going to intercept. Deshaun's at the 10, at the 5. He's going to be hauled out of bounds at the 2-yard line, but he played a perfect center field free safety, broke on the football, picked it off, and returned it all the way down to the 1-yard line.
Absolutely beautiful play by Deshaun Ward. He saw the pass coming, read the quarterback's eyes, and just stepped right between the receiver and the football as the football was coming in. Deshaun picks it off, carried it around the left side, down the sideline, and finally got tackled by a host of Wampus kittens at the 1-yard line.
And the Panthers going with that toe-to-toe offensive line set again, just going to wedge Peyton Hudgens right into the end zone for a Panther touchdown. That's Peyton's 7th rushing touchdown on this season, and the Panthers take a 6-0 lead on the strength of a Deshaun Ward interception that Peyton Hudgens cashes in for a touchdown.
And Jim, I may not get to say Wampus kittens anymore because I think Freddie almost just had a coronary over here next to us.
You're stealing Freddie's thunder with that.
Definitely don't want to do harm to Freddie.
Swinging gate coming up. Hudgens takes the snap, flips it out to DeAnthony Harper, and DeAnthony on his own gets to the end zone, pulling a couple of Wampus kittens with him, and Benton takes an 8-0 lead.
I'll tell you what, swinging gate after the first game when it looked so disorganized is really looking good now, and putting Deshaun Ward at tailback behind Peyton Hudgens and running the little option play to the right is working well, especially most especially, Jim, because of the effort that D-Buddy has been giving in running the ball the last couple of games. DeAnthony Harper has really, really put a lot of effort every time he's touched the ball, and it's great to see.
Yeah, let's catch you up on some stats. DeAnthony, only 10 carries on the year.
Yeah.
123 yards, 1 touchdown. Sean Thornton came in tonight, 23 carries, 141 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Cade Clark, the leading receiver, 14 catches, 238 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Braxton Slaughter, big game last week against North Little Rock, 10 catches, 217 yards, and 3 touchdowns. The Panthers have scored 4 times in 5 games. Non-offensive touchdowns. Austin Drury, interception return. Grant Steed, interception return. DeAnthony Harper, a kickoff return of 85 yards for a touchdown. Deshaun Ward, a 51-yard punt return against Marion for a touchdown, and he was a yard away from an interception return right then. As Austin Jones kicks it off, the Conway return man fields it very near the boundary, and down there to make the hit was Luke Hopcroft.
Gotta love Luke Hopcroft. He absolutely does a good job with everything he does, but he has got to be playing special teams from now on the rest of his career.
Yeah, Luke Hopcroft earning the start tonight for the Panthers at the spur position. 13 tackles, 2 tackles for loss coming into tonight's ball game, and he tackles the Conway return man at the 28-yard line. Now they're going to move it up to the 30-yard line, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for Conway.
Not sure where they got the extra 2 yards.
I don't either. Conway's going to go back to Flemings. Flemings takes the handoff, and Caleb Kaufman is the first one to meet him in the backfield, and that's going to be a tackle for loss back to the 29-yard line. And Caleb Kaufman doing what you want your nose man to do right there, Bobby.
It's exactly what you want, and I thought, actually, that they were going to spot it at the 28 where it belonged in the first place, but we'll take a second down from the 29 as opposed to first down from the 28 every day of the week.
Clock down to 35 seconds to go in the first quarter. Benton leads it 8-0. As Conway's going to run an option to the right. Play looked a little discombobulated as Xavier Robinson carried it. Looked to pitch. His pitch man was trailing way too far behind the play. And Austin Taylor and Bryce Gallagher in on the tackle for Benton.
It almost looked like, Jim, that he was just going to run the ball the whole way. He really needed a pitch man because we had about 3 guys playing on the quarterback as he tried to take it around the right edge.
Panthers very well prepared for that option. Now Conway's coaching staff's going to let the first quarter clock tick out. We have played 1 quarter, and Benton leads it 8-0 tonight in freshman Panther football, brought to you on BentonPantherFootball.com by Ashby Funeral Home, family owned and operated since 1882. Doug Hawkins is the 5th generation member of the Ashby family to care for the families of Saline County at low times. Ashby Funeral Home reminds you that we plan ahead for many events in life, including the unexpected. So you are encouraged to call today and set up a pre-planning session with one of the outstanding funeral home professionals at Ashby Funeral Home, located at 108 West Narrowway in Benton. Their phone number is 778-2544. Bobby, Deshaun Ward's interception, the really big play of that first quarter. As you look at the numbers, anything else stand out to you?
Well, other than the fact that Benton hasn't run very many plays, Conway's basically doubled us up on plays, but Conway's not moving the ball at all, only 2.5 yards a play. 11 plays for 27 yards. Benton, 6 plays for 48. Peyton Hudgens, 1 of 1 passing, although the pass only traveled about 14 inches in the air. It still counts as a pass. Benton has 5 rushes for 36 yards. Conway 9 for 27. 4 passing yards for Benton and 0 for Conway.
Conway on 3rd and 9. Robinson looking to throw. Busted play. Flemings can't make the catch as Nicholas Wason separated him from the football, and it's going to be 4th down and 9 following the incompletion.
Conway quarterback in trouble. Great rush by Benton. He just tried to flip it over a receiver that got left when the linebacker decided to go after the quarterback and leave the receiver. But thankfully Benton had a safety that was Johnny on the spot and Nick Wason that jumped on him as soon as the ball touched, and the ball fell harmless to the ground.
And Nick gets a high five from Garrett Parker as he makes his way to the Panther sideline. Panthers send the punt return unit on. Austin Taylor back to return for the Panthers. He stands at his own 46-yard line as Grady almost had that punt blocked by Deshaun Ward, and Austin Taylor is going to make a fair catch at the 42. I tell you, Deshaun almost with the block right there.
Really did. Came really close to that, and it's good to see Deshaun hustling up. Just a great young man, and it's good to see him hustling around the edge and trying to make a big play.
So the Panthers begin the possession at their own 42-yard line. 1st down and 10. We haven't seen the Panthers but for 6 snaps in this football game. See what the offense can do as they send Connor Burrow and DeAnthony Harper. Now Deshaun Ward is going to be in the slot to the left. Harper goes to the left of Hudgens. Bring Deshaun Ward in motion. Flip it forward to him. That's that little shovel pass that Randy Shaw likes to run. He runs it that time with Deshaun Ward, and it's going to be a gain of 6 yards on what goes as a completed pass.
And I'm actually scoring it correctly this time. If you looked at the stats as they got sent out on Twitter last week, you didn't see a lot of passing yards that were missed because it didn't hit us that a 14-inch pass was still a pass.
But
Coach Shaw had to correct us.
But a smart play because
It's
it goes
great
as an
play.
incompletion.
Great play.
As Slaughter and Clark are going to split to the left this time. Ward stays in the backfield, and Ward gets the carry and gets dumped for a loss at the 46-yard line. And Benton now is going to face a 3rd and 6.
Never had a chance to get started. Stopped back at the 46-yard line. Deshaun, as soon as he touched the ball, Conway penetration got to him. 2 Conway defenders on the play, knocking him backwards right there.
Now Kobe Gosviner checks in for DeAnthony Harper. Gosviner is going to line up. Now the Panthers go to, to this toe-to-toe set. It's a double slot formation. They give it off to the first man through, and we have an absolute rugby scrum that breaks out at the center of the field. It's going to be marked at the 48-yard line as Gosviner got the carry, got 2 yards, and it's going to be 4th and 4 for the Panthers.
No other way to describe it. If you've ever watched a rugby match, that's exactly what it looked like because everybody from Benton was squeezed up. Benton keeping its offense on the field on 4th and 4. Maybe running black, maybe trying to decide whether to call a timeout or not, but it looks like they're going to run their offense.
See if they go hard count and try to get Conway to jump. No, Hudgens takes the snap, throws it to Slaughter, and Slaughter's got the first down over the 50 down to the 42-yard line. It's a 4th down conversion. Peyton Hudgens to Braxton Slaughter for 10 yards.
Gutsy call by Coach Shaw to keep the team on the field with 4th down on their own side of the field, negative side of the field. But sure enough, Peyton Hudgens, Braxton Slaughter, and a little bit of blocking, a little bit of hustle pay off.
Burrow, the lone receiver, to the right. Slaughter, Clark, and Harper to the left. Ward in the backfield. Slaughter on the slant makes the catch. It takes 3 Wampus Cats to bring him down at the 35-yard line. It is a gain of 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 3 Benton.
And that's what you will see a lot of from this Benton team. They don't have to give it to one guy. You can spread the ball around. When you can spread the ball around to a Cade Clark, a Braxton Slaughter, a DeAnthony Harper, a Deshaun Ward, a Sean Thornton, and then your quarterback is a threat to run, you've got some weapons.
A lot of skill position depth for Benton. On a 2nd and 3, Peyton Hudgens is going to carry the football, and he has first down yardage down to the 24-yard line. Give him 11 on that 2nd and 3 run for Peyton Hudgens.
Actually, kind of a mixed-up play. It was going to be the zone read, but the read man disappeared on Peyton. He just took it up the middle himself behind some good blocking off the right guard and took it down for 11 yards and a big first down into the Conway territory at the 24.
24-yard line of Conway. Panthers on the move. They run that very slow-developing zone read that time, and Peyton Hudgens is going to keep it, pick up a couple of yards to the 22. It'll be 2nd down and 8 Benton.
Tough sledding down there that time on the play. Looks like Conway was ready a little bit for the zone read. Now, obviously, a lot of teams are going to be practicing that because Peyton scores so many times because of his speed. But Randy Shaw has shown in the past he's able to adjust and make yards other ways when they stop that play.
Panthers go bunch set to the left. Harper, Clark, and Slaughter. Ward set to the left in the backfield. Hudgens rolling to the left, and the pass is just beyond Cade Clark at the 10-yard line. And now Benton will face a 3rd down as Hudgens, I believe, his first incompletion of the ball game.
Yes, it is. He's 4 of 5 for the ball game, 27 yards passing so far. Benton, though, you got to remember, they're not going to punt it on 4th down here. We've got 2 plays to make 8.
3:42 to go in the first half. Benton leads at 8-0. Hudgens looks to the sideline, gets a signal from Randy Shaw, and now barks out the signals to the offensive line. Going to roll to the left on this 3rd down play and passes to Braxton Slaughter, who makes the catch inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. It's a 14-yard gain, and Braxton Slaughter has 3 catches on this drive.
Really nice route, really nice throw. Braxton Slaughter with about a 12-yard out route. Peyton literally put it right between the 7 and the 7, even though there's just one 7.
Good call. 1st and goal Benton at the 8. Flip it forward to Deshaun Ward. Deshaun hitting the backfield, spins out of a tackle, trying to elude another tackle. Now the Conway pursuit's just going to get to him, and it's going to be a loss. And that is a completed pass that's going to result in a big loss for the Benton offense. And, Bobby, we've got a flag thrown where the tackle was made.
Now Coach Shaw's going to ask for us to take that back off the stats and call it as running play. Big loss on the play back to the 22-yard line. Not sure what the penalty was. It looked like when the official actually threw the flag that he was throwing it up in front of where all the action was going on. Could be a hold, could be a face mask. He could have just missed the spot where he's throwing it. We're about to see.
A face mask of 5 yards coming up against Conway. The flag was thrown at the 24-yard line. So the penalty is going to result in the ball being placed at the 17. It'll be first and goal Benton from the 17-yard line. It goes down as a 9-yard penalty in terms of field position. As Hudgens is going to fake and keep to the 15-yard line. A 2-yard gain for Peyton, and now it's second and goal, Bobby, from the 15.
Really, this Conway team is playing pretty sound defense against the Benton offense. They've pressured a little bit. They have stopped the run up the middle for the most part, held Peyton to pretty short yardage on his runs, and we're having trouble getting the ball on the edge too.
Second down and goal at the 15. Fake throw. Deshaun Ward drove. I thought he had it in the end zone, and the ball falls to the turf incomplete. It's going to be third and goal Benton, and a Wampus Cat is slow to get up at the 3-yard line.
I thought he caught it too. I never saw the ball on the ground. Would have been a nice catch. There was some traffic, had about 4 Conway defenders around him, but the ball was laid up with a little bit of touch that time, right in amongst them into Deshaun's hands. I'm not sure what happened that he didn't make the play.
Now let me go back to that first down play. Benton had it first and goal at the 8.
Right.
Peyton Hudgens flipped it forward to Deshaun Ward. If I'm adding this up right, Deshaun loses 15 yards on a completed
14
yards on a completed pass, and then the penalty is added on.
Gave us 5 back,
and we wound up with first and goal at the 17. So it's very rare that you see a pass completion that goes for minus 14 yards.
Well, and the problem, Deshaun, in his effort, and you never want to fault effort, but in his effort was breaking loose and running backwards. And when you break loose and run backwards, you stand a chance of getting tackled even further backwards. Sometimes when you got 11 guys on one, and that's basically where Deshaun found himself, it's better to get what you can get and get down on the ground. And it's one of those tough things, but with maturity and a little more experience, he'll get to learn that.
Well, Deshaun, we haven't seen him on offense very much since the loss to Marion. Coach Shaw wanted to go with 22 different on the field, 11 offense, 11 defense, true 2 platoon. But the injuries are starting to force a little more two-way players. Sean Thornton, Deshaun Ward, and we've seen Deshaun a lot on offense tonight as DeAnthony gets it on third and goal from the 15, breaks 2 tackles, is inside the 5 down to the 3.
Absolutely great run by DeAnthony Harper. And you talk about a young man that, sorry, but my opinion is he needs the ball. DeAnthony Harper runs hard, runs great, and has the speed to run away from just about everybody on the field.
Bobby, this drive started with 7:41 to go in the second quarter. It's down to 1:50 as Benton faces 4th down and goal at the Conway 3-yard line. Peyton Hudgens has Thornton and Harper in the backfield. It's a high snap. Peyton bobbles it, retrieves it, trying to surge to the end zone, and Conway is going to hold him out of the end zone as Peyton Hudgens is tackled at the 2-yard line in a Panther drive that takes 6 minutes and 3 seconds. By far the longest drive of the season for this offense. Comes up scoreless at the Conway 2-yard line.
But before I hit the space bar on this computer and see the actual drive, Benton up to that point in time and had 1 minute and 45 seconds total time of possession. Now when I hit the space bar and give us our 1:38 that's left on the clock, it goes to 7:48 all of a sudden.
This is such an explosive offense that tends to score a lot of points in a hurry. We're not used to seeing a Panther drive take that kind of time.
No, we're
6
really
minutes,
not.
3 seconds.
It's give credit where credit is due. The Conway defense, as I'd said earlier, playing sound fundamental defense. They're staying at home. They're fitting their gaps. They're not letting Peyton on the quarterback keepers find that little space. And he doesn't need much space, but they're not giving him a lot of space right there in the middle to break off and get those big runs that he usually gets. They're containing well on the edges, so they're not giving us a whole lot when we do the little pitch forward play on the what looks like a jet sweep but is actually a pass. And really the only way we're getting decent yardage is when we throw the ball down the field, other than the first two early big plays from Sean Thornton.
My Friday night partner John Penn, listening back home tonight, he broadcast junior high games last year, and I know he never dreamed there would be a day that Benton would have a 14-play, 6-minute and 3-second drive. This Panther offense used to scoring in a hurry, very methodical on that drive, and yet bogs down, as Bobby said, with credit to the Conway defense at the 2-yard line. On 1st and 10, Benton jumps offside, and now Conway will have it 1st down and 5 at their own 7.
Benton's defense losing a little discipline there, listening to the snap counts. You always got to remember, defense doesn't have a snap count. They've got to look at the ball. Gives Conway 5 yards out from the shadow of their goal line.
So 1st and 5 Conway. And they're going to give it off to the tailback again. That's Flemings on the carry, and he runs into Ethan Hambrick that time for the Panthers on defense. David Landers in there as well. And the Panthers are going to take a timeout, a very wise timeout, as the ball way back in Conway territory at the 5. It's a 2-yard loss on the play.
Setting Conway back with 1 minute and 28 seconds to go on the clock. Benton ahead 8-0. Conway on its own now 5-yard line after a lost yardage play. Benton taking the timeout. Hopefully they can use those 3 timeouts to their credit, get the ball in good field position, and take a shot at getting a score before halftime comes.
David Landers' mom, Denver, is the new marketing director for Saline Memorial Hospital, and they're one of our proud sponsors, providing award-winning health services to Saline County and Central Arkansas. They've been rated top 5% in the nation for patient safety for 3 years in a row. Saline Memorial Hospital, proud sponsors of Benton Panther football. Conway going to give it to the second man through in the shotgun double back formation that time, and running to the near side, tackled by Austin Taylor after a 2-yard gain. And I'm just going to give up trying to figure out who's carrying the ball for Conway. You can't see the black numbers on those Navy jerseys at all.
I have no idea if they have a number 22 on the team, but number 22, every time the tailback has carried the ball for our stat purposes.
Well, they do not have a 22
well,
on the team.
See, I'm safe. It's like putting it down as a team carry. 22 is just everybody.
You know, last year when John Penn was broadcasting junior high games, he wasn't able to come to the game that took place here at Conway. You know, we go one of the Conway teams comes to us, and we come here. It's an annual trip here. And I'm going to tell you, next year, John Penn, I'm going to take Mandy out to dinner on the night Benton plays the game at Conway, and let you come try to decipher these numbers. These are the hardest uniforms in the history of football to read that Conway wears. 3rd down and 5 for Conway at their own 7-yard line. Boy, a stop here, and Benton gets it in great field position before half. They're going to give it off to the tailback. Breaks an arm tackle, and it's going to be 1st down yardage and more for Conway. Panthers now going to have to make a touchdown-saving tackle. Can't do it. Oh, my word. Conway busts one 93 yards for the touchdown. That was Jabrian Earl. 93 yards. And what seemed like a very safe and secure proposition has just been turned on its ear.
Nothing special about the play. A handoff over the right tackle. Zone play off right tackle with a little lead blocker going in front of him. Earl gets the edge, and there was absolutely no catching him by any of the Benton defenders. Lots of speed in that kid, and he carried it a long way.
93 yards for the touchdown for Conway. They're going to go for two. There's a bobble on the two-point try, and they are going to come up unsuccessful as Bryce Gallagher was in on the tackle on the conversion. So we've got an 8-6 score with 1:06 to go. What a turn of events, Bobby. Conway stops Benton at the 2-yard line and then turns around on a 3rd and 5 and cashes in with a 93-yard score.
Didn't get to be around the team any today, Jim. It makes you wonder if these kids came up here thinking that they were just going to step on the field with this Conway team and win the game. Conway, the longer you let them stay in the game, the closer this game and tighter this game, and the greater chance Conway may take one from this Benton team. And they don't need to give one up before that game at the end of the year sets up for the big undefeated showdown.
You know, Coach Shaw told me today that the one thing that he was losing sleep over about this game is he had a team a few years ago, a group of seniors that graduated last year as ninth graders that were undefeated following a shutout win over North Little Rock, a North Little Rock team that would go on to win the conference. That team was undefeated, came to Conway against a very mediocre Conway Blue team and lost by 1 point.
Exactly.
And he talked to him about it this week in practice.
Well, they definitely did not pay a whole lot of attention to it.
Deshaun Ward fields the kickoff at the 18, bends it to the right, now has a crease, gets a block from D'Anthony Harper, and Deshaun Ward's going to carry it over midfield into Conway territory at the 39-yard line. It wasn't the prettiest kickoff return you'll ever see, but, man, it was effective by Deshaun. He got a great block on the edge from D'Anthony.
And there was another one. I didn't catch the Benton player that did it, that gave him the edge early on in the run as Deshaun Ward caught the ball down at the 17, his own 17 on the left side of the field, reverse field all the way across to the opposite side, to the right side of the field, and took it all the way down. Benton now oh, wow.
Mark it at the 39. Hudgens bobbles the snap. Now he's going to try to make something out of nothing, and he is tackled very hard at the 35-yard line, and there's a Conway player slow to get up. That was a huge collision at the 35.
It was a big collision. Benton very fortunate to have gotten the injury timeout. Looks like Conway, now Benton has one more timeout, must have taken it there, 41 seconds to go. But they were trying to pass the ball, hoping to get them all out of bounds, incomplete pass at worst case scenario, and stop the clock and save that timeout. Unfortunately, Peyton, after bobbling the snap, had to run it around the left edge and gets tackled in bounds. Would have kept the clock running, and they had to use that last timeout.
It's a 4-yard gain for Peyton Hudgens. Benton will have it 2nd and 6 at the Conway 35. Leading 8-6. Panthers now out of timeouts in this first half as the offense meets with Randy Shaw and John George. Going to reassemble on the left hash at the Conway 35. Going to send Connor Burrow to the short side. Trip receivers to the wide side. Going to try to get it to Cade Clark on the slant, and Peyton Hudgens overthrew him.
Little bit of a high pass, dangerous pass right into double coverage. Free safety was playing right in the middle of the field, looking for the ball coming where it was. I'm afraid if Cade would have caught that one, he might have been ripped in half.
3rd down and 6, Panthers. Again, trips to the wide side. Burrow, the lone receiver, to the short side. Thornton in the backfield, protects with blocking. A pass from Hudgens to Slaughter, and Slaughter makes the catch, is over the 20 down to the 19. It's a 16-yard gain and a first down. Benton's in the red zone.
They're going to have to hurry. Clock stops with 31 seconds left for the chains to get set. Now it's running.
Hudgens takes the snap, drops back, looking to the end zone, firing to the end zone, and it's going to be knocked away. The Conway free safety doing his best Deshaun Ward imitation back there, deflects that one to the turf.
Second time that free safety has stayed at home and watched for the ball and been in good position. We're going to really have to be careful running it right, the routes right on the free safety. If we don't watch it, he's going to pick one up and go the other way. And it looks to be their quarterback.
Yeah, Xavier Robinson back there playing free safety, the quarterback for Conway. Two receivers to each side of the formation this time, and DeAnthony Harper tried to get a running start, and it's a false start against Benton. Back them up 5, second down and 15.
Back out to the Conway 24. Benton having a little bit of trouble staying organized and staying together. They're going to have to get it together and get calm at halftime.
24 seconds to go in the half. Benton trying to add to an 8-6 lead. Hudgens rolling to his right. Gets a good block from Sean Thornton. Trying to get it to Braxton Slaughter. Did he stay in bounds? No. Braxton tried to drag a foot at the 2-yard line, and they say he was out of bounds. It'll be third down and 15 Panthers.
Slaughter was open. If Peyton could have gotten his feet set and thrown it a little bit further, Peyton didn't quite get set. Thought he had more pressure than he did. A blocker saved him from having pressure from a defensive lineman that ran completely free, and he threw the ball just out of bounds.
17 seconds to go. Hudgens takes the snap, throwing for the end zone, lofts it up high, and again the Conway coverage outstanding as he was trying to get it to Cade Clark, and it's batted away by the tall Tommy Grady.
Fourth down, 11 seconds to go. Really would not prefer to give the ball back to Conway for one more play, as they showed us how explosive they can be with one play from 93 yards out the last time they touched it.
Slaughter, Clark, and Harper to the left. Burrow to the right. Thornton to the left of Hudgens in the backfield. Hudgens going to get it to Harper in the flat. Harper makes 2 men miss and gets up the sideline. He's pushed out of bounds at the 5-yard line. It is a 19-yard gain and a first down with 2.8 seconds to go in the half.
Absolutely incredible. Pass only was thrown for about 5 yards. DeAnthony Harper snatches it at about the 18, 19-yard line, makes a man miss. The guy needs to go fix his ankles after the way he was twisted around, and then almost outran 2 more Conway defenders to the end zone.
First and goal Benton, 2 seconds to go. Final play of the half coming up right here, and a chance for Benton to cash in before the halftime horn. Hudgens rolling to the right, throws back against his body to Cade Clark, who makes the catch in the back of the end zone for a Panther touchdown. Wow.
Absolutely beautiful play. Clark with a little square in, ended up right at the right upright of the goalpost. Peyton Hudgens rolling out to the right, looks back, and as Jim said, threw it against his body into the end zone where Cade Clark caught it for the touchdown.
14-6. As the freshman Panthers do what the 8th grade Panthers couldn't, and that is score on the last play of the first half. Swinging gate, throw from Hudgens. Burrow dropped it right in his hands in the corner of the end zone, but that's okay. Benton leads at 14-6 as we go to the half. What a thrilling first half from John McConnell Stadium. We kind of waltzed in here tonight thinking this was going to be a breeze, Bobby, and we got us a good football game.
Oh, I'll tell you what. You remove one play from Conway's offense, and the stats look really, really bad good in favor of the Benton Panthers. Conway ran 15 plays in the first half, 14 of them for 27 yards, 1 for 93. Just absolutely an incredible turnaround right there. Conway 0 for 3 passing. The only complete pass for Conway was to Benton. You got to like the way that looks. Conway 120 yards total offense on 15 plays. Benton has 20 plays now. Funny how those things turn so quickly with that long drive that Benton didn't score on. Benton has, actually, I think that's 28 plays. Gosh, I'm getting old. Got to start bringing my glasses. 28 plays, 135 yards. That is 4 yards per play. While Conway, after a 93-yard run, and this is how dominant Benton's defense was for most of the first half. After one play of 93 yards, Conway's still only averaging 8 yards per play. That really is pretty good when you look at it.
I'll tell you, when you look just quickly scanning the tackle chart, Austin Taylor with 6 tackles in that first half. We were calling his name over and over again. Far and away the leader on the tackle chart for the Panthers in that first half. Benton leads it at halftime 14-6. This is Benton Panther freshman football, brought to you by Saline Memorial Hospital, first national title, and Ashby Funeral Home. The clock says 14 minutes till the second half kickoff. We're going to step away for 10 minutes. We'll be back at 8:25 for the second half of tonight's thrilling Central Arkansas Junior High Conference game between the Benton Panthers and Conway Wampus Cats on BentonPantherFootball.com. right, welcome back to John McConnell Stadium. About 4.5 minutes left in halftime. We were just entertained by the Conway cheer team and dance team and the Conway band. Entertained with a little conversation with Freddie Reinhardt, the #1 fan of the Benton Panthers, at halftime tonight. We were talking about all the good places to eat in Conway, and we missed Savor the Flavor back in Benton tonight.
Oh, wow.
At the Benton Event Center. I know a lot of restaurants providing for folks back at the event center tonight. In fact, you were talking about your daughter and some of her future plans. My oldest, working with Travis at Eat My Catfish, and she was getting to work Savor the Flavor tonight with Eat My Catfish. So
I would not have done very well had I gone to that. I would have savored the flavor way too much.
Too much.
Yes.
I think they had over 30 restaurants participating this year, so a dieter's nightmare.
And it is a fantastic event, though, highlighting many of the wonderful places to eat and go out and spend time with friends and family that are around the Benton area.
Well, let's give you a quick update on Benton Junior High volleyball. Both the 8th and 9th graders won over North Little Rock on Monday night, and that advanced the freshman volleyball team's record, Freddie, in conference to 13-0 in conference play. But, boy, they hit a snag yesterday. Came up here to Conway and played Conway Blue, and both teams lost. The 8th in 2 sets. The 9th got beaten 3. And Coach Shoup says we just didn't serve real well, and our own serve-receive was below par. 13-1, still in conference, and on the mark to win the conference. They've got a huge, huge game next Monday at Mount St. Mary's. That's going to decide the Central Arkansas Junior High Conference champion in the regular season. Tonight, Benton hosted arguably one of the best junior high teams in the state of Arkansas, the Lakeside Lady Rams. And Lakeside was able to win 25-23 and 25-21. That's a Lakeside team that won the Benton Classic back in August. And it sounds like the Lady Panthers gave them all they wanted tonight. So if I'm remembering right, I think that puts the Lady Panthers' overall record at about 24-2 overall in the season. And Coach Shoup said anytime you get a 20-win season in junior high volleyball, you've accomplished something.
Fantastic season for the Benton Junior volleyballers. Great team, great coach. Guys will love Coach Shoup. She is a wonderful lady.
Well, I hope next week when we're back at home playing the Catholic Rockets that Coach Shoup is going to be up there talking about how they took down Mount St. Mary's and won the conference.
Playing in the closet.
You going to that?
No, I'm not going to go to Mount St. Mary's.
How many is they playing at the junior high playing at home?
No, it won't be at home. Freddie's looking for a ride to Mount St. Mary. If anybody wants to give the #1 fan a ride.
I'm just saying, I thought they was at home. You know, I thought they was.
Yeah, but I'm sure Daniel and Christy Turbofield would give you a ride. So, Daniel, I'm calling you out, buddy.
Nice to be home.
It is always nice to be home.
All right, we're trying to get a score from the Bryant Catholic game tonight. Of course, Bryant tied with Benton in the conference standings top. Both teams the leaders in the Central Arkansas Junior High Conference. And then the Rockets will come to the Palace next Thursday for a freshman game against our Benton Panthers. Bobby, as you look back on the first half, the Benton offense had the ball 4 times. They got in the red zone 4 times, but only 2 scores.
Not a very good number there. You'd like to be way, way above 50% scoring in the red zone. Benton just with big mistakes when they got down there, couldn't punch it in, had some lost yardage when they got down there the second time. First time was the turnover that killed them after 2 big plays. Got them down inside the red zone. Just a little miscommunication, mishandling of the ball between Peyton Hudgens and Sean Thornton. They tried to make up for that. Their next drive, carried it down the field, did a great job. The little intervening, I don't even want to call that little touchdown a drive, 1-yard drive after the Deshaun Ward interception that he carried it down to the 1-yard line. Their next drive was the 7-minute drive, almost 7 minutes, to carry it down to Conway's 2, and then Conway busted out with the 93-yard touchdown.
Then, of course, the last drive of the half, Benton took possession at the Conway 39-yard line, and had a minute 6 on the clock, Bobby, and it took them a minute and 6 to get there. Panthers get in the end zone. A lot of incompletions on that drive, but 2 big completions. Peyton Hudgens to Braxton Slaughter of 16 yards, DeAnthony Harper of 19 yards, and the big touchdown on the last play of the first half to Cade Clark, and the Panthers lead at 14-6 as we get ready to kick off the second half, and Benton will be receiving. Any first half individual stats you want to mention?
Individuals, leading rusher for Benton was Sean Thornton, 3 carries, 34 yards. Peyton Hudgens had 7 for 21. Total was 13 rushes, 67 yards. Peyton was 9 of 15, 68 yards passing. Receiving, Braxton Slaughter had 4 for 48, and DeAnthony Harper 1 for 19.
Back deep to receive for the Panthers, the dynamic duo of DeAnthony Harper and Deshaun Warden. Conway's going to onside kick this when it hits David Landers, the up man, ricochets off, and it appears as if Conway might have recovered that football, Bobby. They're unpiling, and a Panther comes up with it. Thankfully, that's Jose Simone.
Wow.
That gets on it, and disaster averted thanks to Jose.
Amazing onside kick that Benton really wasn't ready for to start the second half, and Benton comes up with it after it hits. I can't remember who you said it hit. Sorry,
it hit David Landers.
Hit David Landers. He wasn't ready for it, and Benton picks it up at their own 50.
Panthers with their first play of the second half, right at midfield, and Peyton Hudgens is going to carry it on the keeper, and he's going to have 8 yards, but a penalty marker has been thrown by the referee at the 46-yard line, and that one's coming back. It's a hold against the Panthers.
Yeah, the referee saw a hold over on the right side of the line, probably the hold that popped Peyton open. He had a 7-yard carry on the play, but Benton's going to back up and be sitting looking at about a first down and 24.
Tough break for the Panthers. They're going to mark it 10 yards from the original line. So it's only going to result in a 10-yard penalty. It's 1st and 20, Panthers from their own 40-yard line. Trips to the right. Hudgens looking to the right, sets his feet, throws to DeAnthony Harper, who catches, stops on a dime, reverses his field, breaks a tackle, and DeAnthony's going to pick up 23 yards and a Benton first down.
Holy cow. I don't even know how to describe that to you folks. D-Buddy Harper catches the ball, again, about a 5 to 7 yard route, little arrow route out toward the sideline. D-Buddy Harper carries it down to the Conway 38 with a beautiful tackle-breaking, ankle-breaking run.
It was a mixture of speed and strength. And DeAnthony Harper with yards after catch resulting in a Panther first down. Now the option to the left. Pitch it to Sean Thornton. And Freddie Reinhardt imploring the blockers on the edge to block. They do a good job on that as Sean gets 8 yards.
And he could have gotten quite a bit more. I think Freddie was looking the same thing I was. He had blockers out there that were kind of screening, didn't engage him. When they didn't engage, as Sean passed the blockers up, the defenders were able to converge. 2nd
down and 2, Benton at the Conway 30-yard line. A very soft box this time to run on. Try to run outside, and one of the 3 guys on the down line for Conway, Odin Hopkins, able to get Sean Thornton in the backfield and dropping back at the 33. It's a loss of 3, and it'll be 3rd and 5.
You know, Jim Hopkins has been giving Benton fits all night long from that left defensive end position in the 3-3 set that Conway's running.
3rd down throw from Hudgens to Slaughter. Slaughter fighting his way toward a first down. He's going to come up a little bit short over the 30-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and 1. It's decision time for Randy Shaw, and he's going to go for it.
Not much of a decision here. 4th down and 1 yard to go. You're on the Conway end of the field. The worst you're going to give them, barring turnover, barring lost yardage, is a 70-yard field to bring the ball back.
5:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. Benton leads at 14-6. 4th down and 1. Hudgens under center, just going to sneak it ahead, and he is going to get the first down to the Conway 27. 6-yard line, and credit that Panther offensive line and the surge, Bobby, for the first down.
Little surge from the offensive line, little help pushing from Sean Thornton, and Peyton was not going to be denied that fourth down, first down.
First down and 10, Benton at the Conway 26-yard line. Justin Bearden, Jackson Shelton, and Tristan Redd, the interior of that Panther offensive line, helping guide Peyton Hudgens to a first down. Now they're trying to guide Sean Thornton, who runs over a Conway tackle, runs over another one. He's over the 20 down to the 19. It is a bruising 7-yard run for Sean Thornton.
Sean kind of exerting his will on that Conway defense. One man met him at the line of scrimmage. That encounter didn't last very long as Sean kind of lowered his head, ducked his shoulders, broke the tackle, and then took on 2 Conway defenders on down the line.
Running that time behind T. Shane Pagay, the left tackle, doing a great job blocking up front. Line doing well for the Panthers tonight as Hudgens fires that time, and a delayed blitz from the Conway linebacker got to Hudgens, and he had to get rid of that one maybe, Bobby, a little sooner than he would have liked.
Really dangerous play in a lot of respects. Conway going with the cover 2 over the top look, and the receiver ran a little bitty skinny post toward the right upright, and the safety on the left side of the field was right there as the pass was thrown. Actually, probably should have intercepted it.
Third down and 3, Panthers. Hudgens going to do it himself. He's over the 15. He's down to the 10. Panthers in the red zone again for the 5th time tonight as Peyton Hudgens has a first down on a 12-yard gain down to the Conway 7.
Peyton with some really nifty moves on that play. Didn't really look like from the outset he had a lot of yardage there, and then he just breaks free, goes free for about 5, and then meets up with a couple of other Conway defenders as they try to drag him down as he gains a little extra yardage after the next contact.
They mark it at the 8. First and goal, Benton. Hudgens trying to pick his way behind the left side of the Panther offensive line, and he does down to the 2-yard line. It'll be second and goal, Panthers at the 2, and another, Bobby, time-consuming drive of over 4 minutes.
Really amazing how this Benton offense has kind of evolved. They're holding the ball longer. We talked about a long 4-minute drive in the last game. Now we're talking about a drive that took 6 minutes and change in the second quarter, and now as Peyton Hudgens tries to run it off the right side. Sorry, I'm stealing your job, Jim. Go ahead.
That is perfectly fine as they went to the rugby formation. I don't know what else to call it. And that time faked it inside to Sean Thornton and ran a little option to the outside, and Hudgens was dropped for a 2-yard loss. It's third and goal.
Defensive end for Conway on that left side has, as I said earlier, really been giving Benton fits all night long. He's just not going to give up that edge unless you're careful with him.
Third down and goal, Panthers at the 4. Going to give it to Sean Thornton, and Sean Thornton's in the end zone for a Panther touchdown with 2:59 to go in the third quarter. Benton leads at 20-6.
And what started out as a Conway attempted onside kick that, in all honesty, both of us thought Conway had recovered as it bounced off David Landers up at the 50-yard line. Benton recovers the onside kick. Benton makes Conway pay for that calculated gamble, scoring the touchdown to take the big lead.
11 plays, 50 yards, 5 minutes and a second, and now the swinging gate 2-point conversion, and Peyton Hudgens does it all by himself, diving over the goal line, and Benton leads it 22-6 with 2:59 to go in the third.
Didn't look like Peyton was going to get it all the way to the end zone. He got tackled. His feet got touched at about the 2, and he kind of dove over, and when he landed, the ball squirted free, but clearly he had it across the goal line before he lost it.
Bobby, the Panthers have had a 14-play, 6-minute, 3-second drive, and now an 11-play, 5-minute, and 1-second drive. We talked at the end of the first quarter how lopsided the time of possession was. It has taken a dramatic turn.
It's completely flipped. At one point in time, I looked at the screen. Conway had the ball for over 10 minutes. Benton had the ball for 1 minute and 45 seconds. Now, Benton's had the ball for 17:55, while Conway's had the ball for 15:06.
Well, and let's do this. Since the start of the second quarter, Conway has snapped the football 5 times. One of those was a punt. Benton has snapped the football 33 times to Conway's 5 since the start of the second quarter.
That would be called dominance.
Austin Jones kicks it off, and he kicks it out of bounds. And Conway, I'm sure, will take the football at the 35-yard line.
They should be taking the ball at the 35. They'll be allowed to spot the ball. Although, when you see the kicking going on that short, it went out of bounds at the 28, you really ought to think every once in a while about making them re-kick it.
All right, Laura Pagay, are you listening? Bryant 21, Catholic 0. So the Catholic Rockets that will come to the Palace next week, losers tonight to Bryant 21-0.
Is that a final?
It is. First and 10, and the give to the Conway running back. And Bobby, again, when they try to run through the middle, Caleb Kaufman is just collapsing that thing. And, again, Caleb in there on a tackle for loss, assisted that time by Ethan Hambrick.
Second week in a row that Caleb has really stepped up his game and played really well there in the middle, causing a lot of havoc from that nose guard position.
Second down and 14 for Conway at their own 31. Try to come to the outside this time, and you're just not going to run on Austin Taylor tonight. And Austin right there to make the tackle.
Jim, that is the exact same play that the last time we saw it run went for 93 yards. That time it goes for about 2. Big difference. That shows how well this defense can adjust, can pursue, and can get to the ball.
It'll be third down and 11 for Conway. Ball at their own 34-yard line. Clock at 1:35 to go in the third quarter. Benton leads it 22-6. Conway trying to spread Benton out. Now they're going to run a little razzle-dazzle reverse play. Able to get away from Bryce Gallagher, but Deshaun Ward with a first down saving tackle in the open field. The Conway receiver, and we don't have a clue what number he is.
No.
With incredible speed, and Deshaun with a great open field tackle, Bobby.
He's number 13 in the computer, if you're wondering.
And again, they don't have a 13 on the roster.
That's cool.
So.
I'm just making it up. I mean, folks, I can't tell you. It is impossible to see black numbers on dark blue jerseys from about 80 yards away.
Fourth down and 5, Conway. Ball at their own 40-yard line. Snap clock down to 1. And Conway is going to take a timeout as we're 45 seconds away from the end of the third quarter. We're going to take a 30-second timeout, and we'll be back with Benton Freshman Panther Football on BentonPantherFootball.com. All right, welcome back to Benton Panther Football at John McConnell Stadium. The Freshman Panthers lead at 22-6. I'm Jim Gardner, preaching minister of the Northside Church of Christ.
Are you sure?
Which celebrated today, Bobby, October 6, 1946. Northside Church of Christ was born in Benton,
Holy
Arkansas.
Cow.
As a merger of 3 churches, one meeting at Bauxite, Silica Heights, and the courthouse. They bought the corner cupboard at Market and Carpenter, where the Steelworkers Union building is now, and met for the first time 70 years ago today. Fourth down and 5, and Conway's going to go for it. They're going to go for the home run, and Nicholas Wason's going to play it well for the Panthers at quarterback and knock it away, and the Benton defense is forced to 4 and out.
Absolutely great play by Wason. Ball goes up in the air. Just basically a jump ball, not much spiral to it. Went up in the air, and Wason, Johnny on the spot, taking care of it, making sure it hit the ground. Absolutely wonderful news about Northside Church of Christ. And let me say, as someone who is not a member of your church, how much I appreciate the wonderful work and wonderful people that are there and what they do.
1st and 10, Benton at the Conway 40. Option pitch to DeAnthony Harper. We've got 2 penalty markers and a hold coming up against the Panthers. It's going to wipe out a good run down to the 27-yard line. So
Yeah.
you've got a preacher, a judge, and how do we tag Freddie?
The greatest fan in history.
Of all time.
All time. Anywhere. Nobody competes.
And a guy who kept the county roads paved and the potholes filled for a long time.
This is true.
Freddie, a retired Saline County employee, worked for the road department.
34 years.
How many?
34.
34
Wow.
years.
Wow.
And now he's investing that retirement and following the Panthers wherever they go. A hold against Benton backs them up to just shy of midfield. It's a 9-yard penalty, and it's 1st and 19 Benton. Give it off to DeAnthony Harper, and he's trying to run to daylight. Good open field tackle by Conway's safety, and DeAnthony is slow to get up along with the safety for Conway.
Strange looking tackle and difficult way to take a tackle. The safety comes in literally just diving, exploding down at D-Buddy's ankles. He caught D-Buddy right in the ankles. Got to hurt a little bit. Helmet and shoulder pads hitting him in the ankles. And the safety, not sure exactly what hurt him, but I completely understand why D-Buddy would be slow to get up on that.
DeAnthony is up, making his way to the Panther sideline. The Conway tackler is still on the turf at the 47-yard line. It was a very aggressive close from the Conway safety, and it wasn't a violent collision at all, but both shaken up on that play. It's good to see DeAnthony up, and we look for the Conway young man to be on his feet here shortly.
Yeah, DeAnthony jumped up pretty quickly. He did very well to get up from that. I don't think a lot of people would handle a shot like that right down around the shins. It had to hurt, but he's a tough kid.
And now the Conway young man is up and being assisted by the Conway trainer and one of the Conway coaches. As the 3rd quarter came to an end on that play, and we've got both teams on their respective sidelines as we're still looking out at some assistance being given to Conway's injured player. And Bobby, he's holding his arm very gingerly as he walks slowly toward the sideline. Appears as if he's got a shoulder issue or an arm issue.
He very well could have, in diving in the way he did, he very well could have separated or dislocated a shoulder. Didn't think about that from that kind of collision, but it looks like he's in obvious pain.
Very, very slowly coming to the sideline, and I believe that's Tommy Grady.
Never want to see a kid coming off like that. Actually, what I'm seeing,
A wrist?
he probably broke his arm.
Yeah, the trainer having to hold that arm up all the way to the sideline as the first play of the 4th quarter comes, and it is a throw from Peyton Hudgens to Cade Clark on a crossing route. Catch is made, and it's down to the 30-yard line, very close to a first down for the Panthers as Hudgens and Clark connect for 17 yards.
And they are moving the chains, Jim. Great play. All the flow is going to the left side of the field. Cade Clark coming on a crossing route. And Peyton Hudgens looks back across, hits him right in the soft spot in the zone, and he takes off and gets first down.
1st and 10 Benton at the Conway 30. Hudgens going to carry behind T-Shane Pagay, and he's got 5 yards on that first down run down to the 26-yard line. It'll be 2nd down Benton.
Still tough going on the quarterback keepers up the middle for Peyton. Conway with a pretty strong defensive linebacking core in their front 7, if you will. And Benton trying to drive down up 22-6 with 7 minutes to go in the 4th quarter.
And it's going to be a touchdown pass from Hudgens to Cade Clark. I look down, I heard you whisper, I look up, and Cade Clark is waltzing into the end zone for a Panther touchdown with 7:02 to go in the fourth quarter. And Benton now leads it, Bobby, 28-6.
Thought I lost you there for a second, Jim. I didn't know where you were. I was sitting here, didn't want to jump in. Peyton dropped back to pass. Cade Clark with a little wheel route, got wide open. Wasn't anybody within 5 yards of him. He takes the pass into the end zone for a Benton score, and now they're going for two out of the straight with Austin Jones kicking.
Austin Jones is going to kick. Hudgens is going to hold, and Austin Jones boots it through. 7:02 to go in the ball game, and Benton now leads it 29-6. And how about 40 snaps to Conway's 9 since the end of the first quarter?
That's incredible. Conway is now Benton up to 43 snaps for the game, 43 plays for the entire game. Conway stuck at only 19. And if you remember the first quarter, Conway kept the ball almost the entire first quarter, but for about 3 plays by Benton.
4 plays, 40 yards on the drive. It took 1:35. A more typical Benton scoring drive.
Yeah.
1:35. We've seen these long, time-consuming drives tonight. Peyton Hudgens and Cade Clark hook up on a 26-yard touchdown pitch and catch. Austin Jones, the extra point, and Benton leads at 29-7 with 7:02 to go in the ball game.
You know, unfortunately, no matter how I put the numbers in this computer trying to keep stats during these games, the junior high games, the computer defaults to high school rules and won't give me 8 minutes per quarter. So my time of possession stats are completely inflated. I'm not sure. All I know is the first quarter gave 4 minutes to Conway. The rest of the quarters, who knows? We've got 12 extra minutes in this game. 16, actually.
Kickoff is going to be caught and taken out of bounds by Conway. Mark it at the 27-yard line. I know probably nobody that subscribes to the Scott Nethery School of Football pays attention to the time of possession stat, but I do go home when we put the stats together for the website.
Yeah.
And that is the most time-consuming part of the whole deal, is figuring out the time of possession, because
Sure.
Our computer program is set to the 12-minute quarters.
Well, and I can tell you they're exactly 16 minutes off. If you look at the drives, and I know you have the drives there, if you look at which team had the ball at the first of each quarter, for each quarter they started with, reduce them by 4 minutes.
They start with 4
and you'll be
minutes.
good.
Okay, that saved me some time when I get home tonight, as Conway's going to come with the stretch play to the left, and Deshaun Ward with another open field tackle after a 4-yard gain by the Conway running back. And I believe that was Jabrian Earl who had the big run in the first half for Conway, and he's slow to get up.
Lots of Conway players getting a little bit slower to get up than they were in the first half. They were bouncing up when the score was 8-6. 28 or 29-6, they seem to be reverting to a little bit slower play and a little bit tougher to move around.
Totally different story here in this second half of Benton Panther football, brought to you tonight by Jared Hambrick and First National Title, specializing in escrow and title insurance and residential and commercial closing services. Give Jared a call at 315-5900. First National Title, located at 216 West Sevier Street in Benton. Conway hurrying to the line. Snap clock down to 1. They just get it off, and they're going to run the sweep to the right, and the Benton Panthers are there in mass to make the tackle, and that's Jared's son Ethan helping lead the charge. Also in there, Grant Steed, who you said, Bobby, had a great game Tuesday night in the JV game down at Sheridan.
Grant Steed's an absolutely incredible receiver. He was catching passes down in Sheridan Tuesday night with 2 and 3 defenders all around him, sometimes grabbing onto him as he was going up for the ball. I honestly believe that young man next year as a 10th grader probably will play some on Friday nights.
Loss of 3 makes it 3rd and 9 for Conway. They've got a new quarterback in the ball game. He's going to roll to the left, and he's going to throw for Slade Smith. It gets right through his hands, and it falls incomplete, and Conway now now has a 4th and 9.
I was going to say on that last play, Jim, it was kind of interesting. Conway, you saw how they were rushing because of the play clock. The play clock operator never noticed the referee out on the field pushing his hand up, trying to get them to reset the clock. They never reset it. They could have taken their time getting to the line of scrimmage, and it never would have changed anything. They wouldn't have gotten a penalty.
4th down and 9, 5:11 to go here in the fourth quarter, and we're probably going to see some of the Tuesday night guys getting a chance here as the Panthers lead at 29-6 with 5:11 to go in the ball game. Referee now stopping the clock, and Conway's going to take a timeout before this 4th down punt. And I mean, you're down, what, 23, fourth quarter?
I think that timeout was called because they didn't have their personnel on the field to punt the ball. They just weren't organized enough. I think some of the Conway kids, they've gotten down a little bit. They've kind of lost interest, and they're not staying in the game and getting on the field when they're supposed to.
Man, might you draw something up in the dirt here?
Well, it can't hurt. The old Jerry Clay factor.
Yeah.
You know, Clay, I used to watch him before games, and sometimes when they had a grass field, he would get down in front of his offense and draw up plays right before a game started. And invariably it would be something that worked. Got a little time here, Jim. Let's reminisce. I got to mention, I told you before the game, the last time that I sat on this side of the Conway field was about 30 years ago, and I sat right down below where we are watching a Conway High School football team sitting with Harold Horton and Ken Hatfield.
How cool was that?
What an incredible night.
Oh.
Just amazing watching a football game with those two men who are just icons, not only in the coaching field, but as gentlemen.
Conway is going to punt it away, and back to return is DeAnthony. He catches it on the run and returns it over midfield to the 48-yard line. A 5-yard return for DeAnthony, and Benton will have it 1st and 10 at the Conway 48-yard line with 5:01 to go in the ball game.
See what we got. May have to set you a field. No, it looks like most of the first team still coming out on the field for Benton.
Do see Austin Herndon at receiver.
Dalton Taylor, quarterback.
And Kobe Gosviner at running back. So a mix of first and second teamers as Dalton Taylor is going to keep it. And Dalton Taylor running with a purpose into the Conway secondary. He's going to pick up 20 yards on a 1st down run. And Dalton Taylor making a name for himself on that carry.
Love to see that young man play. I know from watching him and from being around the high school and junior high programs, he's probably not going to see the football a whole lot when he gets in high school. He's a fantastic defensive back, probably going to be a safety or a corner when he gets to the high school level, but sure is fun to watch him have some success out here.
Caleb Kaufman getting a look at guard on this series. Nolan Pope is the right tackle. Braden Murdoch checks in at wide receiver. Dalton Taylor going to keep it again. Wow. Makes 2 men miss, Bobby, as he completely stopped, restarted, and Conway was tackling air.
Holy cow. Dalton trying to put on a show here. 3 yards on that carry. He is taking them down the field, and looks like we're going to just keep rolling. Be nice to take a little bit more time off the clock and put Conway back on their heels.
Jonathan Sisk in there at left tackle. Jose Simone is the center for the Panthers on this 2nd down and 7. Taylor going to swing it out to Grant Steed, and Grant's going to make the catch, and we get another marker thrown, and they're just not going to let the Benton receivers block on the edge without calling a hold tonight.
Holy cow. I didn't see it. Of course, I was watching the ball, but they're going to call Benton for the hold and move them back 10 yards, this time from the spot. It's funny watching officials week to week. These guys, if it's behind the line of scrimmage, move it from the line of scrimmage, and if it's from past the line of scrimmage, move it from the spot. First time we've seen that all year.
2nd down and 15 for the Panthers at the Conway 33 following the penalty. That is a option pitch that Conway plucks out of the air. Dalton Taylor trying to do a little too much that time, and he was pitching it about 10 yards to Kobe Gosviner, and the Conway end able to pick it off, and it goes down as a fumble recovery for Conway at the 45-yard line.
Conway defender just caught the pitch, little option play. Dalton didn't really see what was out there very well, and the Conway defender picked up his pitch instead of it going to his running back. Conway takes over on the turnover with just over 3 minutes left to go in the game.
Austin Jones in on the defensive line. Now, we've seen him on the offensive line all night, getting a look here on the defensive line. And the first down run for Conway is going to be over the right tackle. And in on the stop for Benton is Gosviner and Landers.
Benton defense still stiffening up, still not wanting to give up more than 6 points tonight. I was told by my son Matthew the other day that Benton leads the conference in both offense and defense. Doesn't look like that's going to be in for any big changes after tonight.
Pitched a shutout against North Little Rock last week. Conway with just 6 points tonight, all of it coming on a 93-yard run. Second down and 9 for Conway. They're going to throw the little quick pass down the line of scrimmage, making the catch and being tackled by Grant Steed and David Landers as the Conway receiver. And that pass completion nets just a yard.
They're going to mark it out to about the 48. Nice, generous spot on that play. I thought he was down at about the 46, but they're going to give him out to the 48. Still, Conway having a difficult time with only 129 total yards for tonight. And I'll be honest with you, if we were to play a bunch of adults from the senior adult center, holding them to 129 yards and 6 points is impressive.
Well, 93 of that was one play, so
Yep.
Conway's gone for 36 yards the remainder of the ball game, and they're going to throw another pass right down the line of scrimmage, and it's another pass that's going to go nowhere, and it's another pass that Grant Steed and David Landers are right there to make the tackle on.
Absolutely great coverage by those two on the quick pass, just a bubble screen out to the right. Conway's going to lose 4 yards on the play back to their own 44, put themselves in real bad position, down right to a minute, and they're going to punt the ball away to an ever-dangerous Benton offense.
So you said a minute ago Conway's losing interest. Freddie, are you losing interest? You losing interest? Not at all. The Panthers lead at 29-6, and Freddie never loses interest at Benton Panther football. There's a snap that almost got over the punter's head, and he's going to boot it high in the air. Panthers just run away from it, and the ball is going to go out of bounds at the 34.
I didn't think he was going to make a decision.
I think the referees have lost interest.
They have
too.
definitely lost interest. 36 seconds left. I am hoping and pleading that Benton does nothing other than the victory formation. Should only have to do it once if the official is smart enough to take his time spotting the ball afterwards.
Bobby's wanting to take a knee and go to the house so we can wake up and go to Texarkana tomorrow for a big 6A West High School game. Dalton Taylor is going to keep it. Dalton showing some moves, Bobby. Trying to squirt out of a tackle. It took 3 Wampus Cats to tackle him at the 39-yard line. And Dalton comes in there, picks up 28 yards rushing on 4 carries to end this ball game as the clock is going to tick away, and Benton is going to win it here tonight over Conway 29-6. We got to get a picture of that screen before we go home tonight, okay?
Okay.
Benton Panther football brought to you tonight by Saline Memorial Hospital, by First National Title, and by Ashby Funeral Home. The good news is the Panthers are still undefeated in conference. Now 5-1 overall, 5-0 in conference play. The Hornets stayed 5-0 tonight with a win over Little Rock Catholic. We don't want to get the cart before the horse, but things are setting up for a really fun Tuesday, November 1st at Bryant Hornet Stadium, a game that will be brought to you with a full-fledged Friday night style broadcast from Fox Sports Arkansas and Fidelity Local 6.
And let me tell you something, folks. You really, really need to come to the game, if at all possible, but if you cannot tune in, you've got to see these kids play. This is one of the best. You know, we lost one of the best senior classes Benton had seen in a long time last year with that group that's gone on and got kids playing at Tech, got kids playing at Hendrix, got kids playing at Arkansas. You know,
SAU.
SAU. Great group of kids came out of that senior class. This group, and maybe I'm saying too much because they've got to develop, they've got to keep coming and keep developing. This group may be even deeper than that one, Jim.
You won't get an argument from me. And I know that was the subject of a great debate last Friday at breakfast. So an opportunity for this team to continue surging. We talked when it was 8-6 about that very talented group coming here 4 years ago, Bobby, and falling on their chin by 1 point after winning and shutting out North Little Rock. They came up a little bit short in the conference standings as freshmen, and they lost 2 ball games, both by 1 point. And I know Randy Shaw emphasized that to this bunch coming here tonight. And for the first quarter and a half, it looked like, the Panthers could have walked into a trap. And they really finished this game with a vengeance tonight.
I really got to believe there is something different about this group of kids. And I'll be honest with you, folks, this group of kids came in last year, and we were thinking that they would be real fortunate to win 2 or 3 games, and that's A and B team combined. And since then, they have won 23 games and lost 1, 24 and 1, something like that. And I understand that junior high competition is not high school competition, but they're taking on anybody that comes. They're beating them, and they've had very few close games even.
Let's recount the stats on a 29-6 win for our Panthers over Conway Blue tonight.
Stats look really nice. I'll give you the scoring first. In the first quarter, for Benton, Peyton Hudgens on a 1-yard run after Deshaun Ward had intercepted the ball and carried it about 45 yards on the interception for a 8-0 Benton lead. In the second quarter, Conway Blue a 94-yard run, according to my stat, and then a rushing attempt failed. It's 8-6 Benton with 32 seconds left to go on the clock in that, 106 to go in that quarter. Then as time ran out in the second quarter, Cade Clark took a 5-yard pass from Peyton Hudgens. Peyton Hudgens' pass attempt failed for the 2-point conversion, 14-8 Benton. In the third quarter at 2:59 on the clock, Sean Thornton with a 4-yard run off left tackle. Peyton Hudgens with the dive into the end zone for the 2-point conversion gives Benton the big lead at 22. And at 7:02 of the fourth quarter, Cade Clark again with a 26-yard pass wide open over the left half from Peyton Hudgens. Austin Jones with the kick to give the final of 29-6. First downs, Benton 13, Conway, this 2 first downs the entire game. Rushes, Benton 27 for 130, Conway 18 for 127. Passing is where the big difference was. Benton was 13 of 20 for 136 yards. Conway was 2 of 7 for -2. Total offense, 266 yards for Benton, 125 for Conway on only 25 plays. Benton almost doubled up Conway. Rushing individually, Sean Thornton had 7 carries for 50 yards. Peyton Hudgens, 12 for 43. Dalton Taylor came in at the end, 4 carries for 22 yards. DeAnthony Harper, 2 for 15. Kobe Gosviner, 1 for 2. Deshaun Ward, 1 for -2. Conway, we don't have individuals. We couldn't read numbers. Their tailback position, 15 carries for 115. 1 sweep, jet sweep, 1 for 7. Quarterback ran the ball 1 time for 3 yards, or 2 yards, and another run for 3 yards. Passing, Peyton Hudgens, 13 of 20. Conway's quarterback number 3, 2 for 7, -2 yards. Receiving, Benton, Braxton Slaughter, big night again, 5 for 52. Cade Clark, 4 for 51. DeAnthony Harper, 2 for 41. Deshaun Ward had 2 catches for -8 after that 14-yard loss. The big interception by Deshaun Ward, 1 interception, 36 yards, and Peyton Hudgens did not have any. Benton turned the ball over 1 time. Conway had no fumbles, only the interceptions. Benton turned it over twice. Um, on the, I've got 2 fumbles here, and I'm not remembering a second fumble, Jim.
Dalton Taylor.
Dalton Taylor, you're exactly
on
right.
that long option pitch.
On the long option pitch. There you go at the end of the game. And those are your stats for the night. 29-6, Benton victory over Conway.
Well, so if I could put it in these terms, what you're saying is if you could possibly wipe out a 93-yard run, it was total domination tonight for the freshman Panthers.
It would remind you of Siloam Springs Friday night.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Exactly. I mean, the games just mirrored each other.
Yeah, it really did.
And the only difference was that Siloam Springs defensively, their scheme and their plan was as unsound. I mean, the first time I've ever felt sorry for a team. This Conway team had some athletes. They just couldn't stay with the depth of Benton.
A great night for Benton Junior High. Not only do the freshmen win 29-6, the 8th grade won a thriller, 29-28, that Freddie Reinhardt helped bring to you tonight on BentonPantherFootball.com. Now, tomorrow night, you got pregame at 6:30, kickoff at 7 from Razorback Stadium in Texarkana, where the high school Panthers look to go to 4-2 overall against the Texarkana Razorbacks. You can follow broadcast links on BentonPantherFootball.com. You can listen live on Fox Sports Arkansas, 690 AM and 93.7 FM. And, of course, there will, as always, be the live video stream courtesy of Fidelity Local 6. Next Thursday, we're at 6 o'clock at home. Catholic doesn't have an 8th grade team, so there's no 8th grade game next Thursday. 9th grade only, 6 o'clock at the Palace against the Catholic Rockets. For Bobby McAllister, the judge, for Freddie Reinhardt, the #1 Benton Panther fan, this is Jim Gardner. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's a great day to be a Benton Panther. We'll join you tomorrow from Texarkana. Good night, God bless, and go Benton.